T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to the Trap Talk Reptile Podcast. It's Tuesday nights, Fat Snake Tuesdays. I'm your boy MJ. With me to my left is my co-star.
What's up, guys?
Eric Lee, the real SD Snow King. Did I say that right? Or the real Snow SD? What's
SC Snow King.
SD Snow King, the realest. I can tell you that, man. How you doing, Eric? Thanks for coming
Good.
by, man. How was your week?
Not too bad. Same old shit, cleaning cages.
Yep.
It's the life.
I always love how excited you are about it. But literally, man, it's the life. It's like brushing your teeth every day.
Better than the 9 to 5. Fuck that.
Yep. Guys, if this is your first time tapping in, welcome, man. I'm your boy MJ. Like I said, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell. That way you're on top of every single piece of content I drop here on this YouTube channel. You can also hear this podcast on all the major audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on those platforms as well. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. Shout out to everyone who comes and watches anything that we have going on this channel. And this right here, I created because, like I said, I have a huge passion for reticulated pythons, Burmese pythons, a lot of big snakes that are mishandled and miskept. And I live 15 minutes away from somebody that is my number one mentor in the super dwarf game. And so we agreed to sit down with you guys and bring some of the best in the game. Like tonight we have your boy Shane and my boy too. Like this guy's his energy matches mine, bro.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean?
Should be scary.
Should be scary tonight. I'm telling you, it's gonna be big things, man. So I do want to say before we get into the meat and potatoes of tonight's show, I want to say that tonight's episode is brought to you by the NARBC, North American Reptile Breeders Conference and Trade Show. Tinley, where you at? It is Tinley week prep, and I cannot wait to go see a lot of you guys who are attending Tinley this weekend. I got to tell you, I have quite a bit of podcasts lined up, and it's something you don't want to miss, man. Brian Waterloo going down this Thursday night. Be ready for that. And then we all, of course, going to have a sit down with Chad Gray in the hotel lobby Friday night during NARBC Tinley. That's where all the fun goes down. So you're going to catch me, my boy Dave Levinson. This is our third time doing this. And we're sitting down with Chad Gray, who is very legendary in the reptile game. And then, I do want to say that Saturday is going to be one for the goddamn record books as well, because I'm finally sitting down with Chad Brown, man. That fucking NFL Patriot. I think how many Super Bowls you win? You're not a big football guy, are you?
No.
Yep, so not the guy to ask, Eric. But I'm just saying, man, to me, I grew up watching this guy play ball, but to see that he's a part of this legendary company, Ship Your Reptiles, who supplies and helps out so many of us keepers shipping stuff across the United States and even globally. So cannot wait to sit down. I got to say, shout out to Susie. Only way I was able to pull this off is because of this lovely blue-haired girl to the left. And she's not that type of blue-haired girl. I think she just likes the color blue. She's really down for her shit. She'll choke you out in a good way. Listen. Thank you so much. I appreciate NARBC, and I appreciate you. If you're going, drop a comment. Let me know if you're going, and I cannot wait. I also want to say that this episode is also brought to you by the Reptarium. We love you, Brian Barczyk, the entire Barczyks, guys. If you can, make it to the Reptarium. It's something you don't want to miss. Number one reptile zoo in the United States, possibly the world, but I haven't traveled the world and seen reptile zoos. But if I could tell you what, I would not be surprised if this is the nicest one in the world, because I'm telling you right now, I've been there multiple times and it never misses. Brian's always doing awesome things and adding on, and I'm telling you, it's legendary. So if you've been to the Reptarium, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we're shooting for you, man. It's pretty crazy to hear about Brian Barczyk, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
regardless of what he's done, it's just shitty. All these people, kicking while I was down.
Yeah, but Brian's the kind of guy who, good luck kicking him when he's down, because he's going to come back even harder. And I think Brian's ready to take on these odds. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
So, and he has all the support in the world. So we're here for you, Brian. We love you. And yeah, man, who's here in the super chats? Who's ready to rock and roll? Who's ready for this reticulated python talk with the homie SC Constrictor? Shout out to Eclipse, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. The homie Diego in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Sunshine State Sulfur's in the building, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Ricky Bobby, SRT, above all scales, Trap Talk Patreon member. Please go give him a follow on Instagram. You got Chip Indo.
He's finally on.
Chip, you're here, buddy. You got on the show, Chip. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chip Indo. I'm just kidding, dog. We got you, dude. You're coming, dude. No one's ready for the Chip Indo episode. I'll tell you that right now. Big 1776 Exotics, the homie Mike, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. By the way, Chip's a Patreon member, and he's a fucking homie for sure. So that's facts. The homie Zach NW, Herpetological. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, it's brutal, bro. Skelfins, by the way, Trap Talk Patreon member. Skelfins and Feathers, our homie Josh. Josh, my persinuses are locking up, buddy. Cannot believe it. You called it like clockwork, man. And thank you so much. Trap Talk Patreon member, also my Tree Monitor mentor, big homie. Thank you so much, Josh. A1 Genetics in the building. Thanks for being here. Trap Talk Patreon member. Wise Guys, Reptiles in the building. Heath and Hatchery, the homie Brian in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member. 217 Pythons in the building. Jonathan and Caitlin. Say that.
Phylogeny?
Did he say it right? See, I'm not the only one, bro, and you're not an idiot. I'm telling you, that's a fucking difficult name to say. There you go. But either way, keep it. It's cool.
It's different.
It's different. It's Wiley's Exotics in the building, or Willie. Is that Willie? That's Willie.
Wiley.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like the coyote.
Right. Okay. Wiley Exotics, man. I wish you were here for every episode. You could correct all my spelling. RO 5.0 in the building. What is up, player? Trap Talk Patreon member, the homie Jake, JK Reptiles in the building. Big Jake, are you ready for Tinley, buddy? One guy I love seeing at the Tinleys is Jake. Big fucking, you can't miss him first and foremost. Big fucking guy, but he's also Tinley native. Like, that's his fucking backyard when it comes to shows. Can't wait to go see you, buddy. It's going to be great. Derek Pies in the building. You know who D Pies is?
Yeah.
Love Derek Pies, man. Can't wait to see you at Trap Fest this year, Derek. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Rastafari. What's up, buddy? Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. FTL Levi in the building. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Damn, we got super chats cracking, guys. If you listen, it's going to get hot and heavy tonight. And I'm talking about thick. All right? 2 C's in that. If you have a topic or if you have something to relate during these discussions, drop a super chat, man. If you really want to get your point across, drop a super chat and I will put it on the big screen just like this. And yes, thank you, homie Ricky Bobby, for getting these things started. Morelia House in the building. Brandon Wheeler. Do you know Brandon Wheeler?
Yeah.
Another local homie.
Yep.
Love this guy. Oh my God. We have trouble. And you know what? We're going to end it with the troublemaker. We're going to end it in style. Troublemaker with my kind of troublemaker. Shout out to my homegirl, Megan from Mega Conda. Megan, please go easy on me tonight in the live chats. I love you so much. And she just got my address, so pretty sure she ain't trying to sticker swap. That might be an invitation somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. But guys, it's going down. You ready for this, Eric Lee?
Absolutely.
I'm ready for this. I know Shane's on the other line. He's ready for this, but it's about to go down. So strap up. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. Get your mind right. But this is going to be episode 318. That's right. 318 coming at you for Fat Snake Tuesdays with Shane Costello. Let's go. Gee. You ready for do more in the future? Trap
Yes.
Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the crop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
And we have him. Here he is, Shane of SC Constrictors in the flesh.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me on, guys.
Damn, well, I would never thought that round 2 would consist of you and Eric Lee, like right now.
Dude.
This is gonna be popping, bro.
You know, the first round for me, I was nervous the whole time, so I was like freaked out. You know, so now, you know, now it's a little bit different. And obviously, Eric being here,
You're comfortable.
all retics, yeah. I was gonna say Eric will probably have to be like, chill out, man, chill. Inside jokes. Me and Eric spent a lot of time together outside of Reptiles, so.
Tonight's code word, Shane, is land the plane. Okay, so if you hear land the plane, that means then land.
Reel it in.
But
yeah.
Man, how you living, bro? Like, listen, this segment, like, you're our first guest for a reason. Understand that, because I could count on one hand how many people work with big snakes that I respect, bro. And you know, that quality speaks for itself. That saying, it's hard to determine in photos, and you can just even tell with the pics that you take how well kept your animals are. But the passion behind the big snakes, second to none, buddy. So thank you for being here.
Well, I appreciate it big time. It's an honor to be thought of like that, you know, in the big snake community. And, you know, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, and, you know, all the people that support you, support the whole group. It's nice to see the communities individually all coming together, you know, lizards, snakes, smaller species of snakes. This is a great platform to have everyone come together. So I appreciate it big time.
What's up, Josh?
You know, I don't even know where to begin. I guess, you know, if you want to go back to the quality, it's something I try to pride myself on big time. Everything is done a certain way, kind of like my own standards. I will really never sell my best animal out of any of my breedings. I hold back just about everything I produce. I don't produce a clutch I wouldn't keep something out of or wouldn't want to buy from someone else had I not made it. So that's kind of one of the golden rules.
I have something to say, Shane, if you don't mind, man. Why don't we just why don't we just don't fuck around right now? One of the things that you mentioned in the sound check was the whole work behind what you're doing, and if it ain't 100%, you ain't gonna be relevant. Okay, quality is what takes a lot of work and patience. That's why it's so important to you, correct? Yeah, quality in. Quality over quantity, quality in and quality out. I mean, they all kind of go hand in hand, really. It's you've got to be putting in right now 100% to stay relevant and stay on top of the species you breed in. You've got to stay current with the other breeders. You got to know what's going on. You've got to be very active on every level. And if you're not putting out that 100%, you're really going to fall behind quick. That's one thing I figured out, like, you know, in the last year to 2 years. I don't know if it was like with all the lockdowns and COVID stuff, everyone was on the internet all day, every day. And all of a sudden it was like the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's trippy to say, but like Facebook is the social place. That's where everyone goes to hang out, and you can hang out with whoever you want. I mean, no one's going to the mall to meet up or the park. Like, this is it. You know, we've reached an era where being online is actually being out in public. So, you know, everyone's there, and it's a platform that I don't think anybody was really ready for. But that's what I'm saying. Like, unless you don't have a grip on what you're doing and you have a plan and an action plan that's longer than 3, 4, 5 seasons out, it's going to be one-hit wonder and maybe gone, or maybe not even a one-hit wonder. With all the genetics now, it's really, really hard to hit a world's first. And that's one thing that retic guys were always like slammed for, is like chasing world's first. Oh, you're breeding from morphs. You're breeding from morphs. You know, if every single person was producing normal ball pythons, none of any of what we even do or talk about would even be a thing anymore. I mean, there's got to be a drive. There's got to be a goal, a reason, you know. I mean, otherwise people would breed them once and leave them alone, you know. But it's the morph thing is the big thing, you know, to stay on top of the game, stay on top of what you consider your project, your genetics. You've got to almost be producing a world's first in every clutch, if not at least every season. and sometimes multiple per clutch to stay ahead. Otherwise, you will get lapped multiple times in one season and not even, you'll go from first to like 8th place or forgotten. Like people don't even remember you have eggs cooking, you know, if you're not on top of it. So.
But when somebody doesn't have the longevity mindset and they care about that, like, you know, like if that's their thing is to be known for that 1 year that they did something epic, well then, okay, so what? Like, what about next year? You know what I mean? What are you doing to your own projects, mainland wise, to make sure what it is that you're doing, you're happy with, and it's relevant to Shane's game plan?
You know, a lot of it was kind of growing my own brand and growing my own signature, or more say a signature animal. And you know, when I first got my retics, I really had one morph in sight, and I happened to hit it on my first breeding, and it was kind of like all odds stacked against me. It was 50% poshet purples from unrelated breedings, different years, you know, cherry picked animals. That was back in the day when you can still go and, like, you know, cherry pick your best shit, you know, out. And I picked the 2 best, and I produced a clutch my first year, and I was like, man, I made purple sunfires. Like, I kind of achieved my goal. And that kind of like we said, like, was it going to be one season, or what do you do after that? So, you know, after that, I really implemented getting other animals, the best examples of the best genes I wanted to work with. And I've been on that same exact course for like 15 years now, to where it's like I'm on my 6th and 7th generation purple sunfire animals. You know, obviously there's new genetics, new recessives in there, you know, but I've kind of focused on one single genetic project and just every year implemented either making it better or making it different to then make it better. You know, it was either a lateral move or a lateral and slightly forward move every season of progression. You know, the only times you got to take a lateral move is, like, I'm sure Eric, you know, knows better than I, is, you know, putting snow in something or putting another recessive into something. You have to take a lateral move because you can't keep pushing the genetics on the course you're on. You have to take a sidestep and make those double heads and put them back here and all this for 5 years, you know, raising them all and doing the work and putting in the time. Yeah, if you want to pop back, if you want to still, you know, you're still making the purple sunfire combos, but then, oh, purple sunfire OGS, tiger, you know, staying ahead, doubling back. You know, you're never, you kind of meet back in the front. You just got to stay on the course, though, the whole time. Sometimes people sidestep and just kind of like die out and stop and put all their eggs in that basket and not stay on the straight head of the project.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah.
What do you, how many females do you have mainland wise? Adult female mainlands. How many do you have?
Man, so many people are going to be surprised. Adult absolute
females.
adult girls that could be on eggs right now is six.
Okay. And how many of those are going a year? Like, are you trying to get 6 clutches this year or no?
No. So I will plan for 4, and I'm usually like a 2 clutch a year is a comfortable number, but if you aim for 2, you're going to get 0 usually. So you aim for 4, you know, you aim for the 4 to 6 is usually my goal of females to try. So I never really have more than 6 adult females typically in the breeding, you know, corral, line up for that year. Yeah. So I don't really prep other girls to lay. I have you know, and again, it depends on what some people consider egg laying adults. You know, I've only got 6 girls per season that I typically would say that girl's safe and healthy enough to lay a clutch and she'll be fine. You know, the eggs will be good. It'll be a good breeding. But, you know, you aim for 6 and usually you kind of decide against 1 or 2 anyway. And then 1 or 2 doesn't happen, and then 2 usually happen no matter what. So I've typically been a 2 to 4 clutch a year person for retics.
And listen, I don't want to say this is trolling, because this is my homie from Sweden, and he probably is legit curious, because me and Eric were talking about this. We were like, man, there's so many people breeding now, like breeding ticks, right? So many people, and a lot of people don't understand what's ahead of them, right? So, like let's not say you, like let's say somebody else who gets 6 mainland clutches. What the fuck are they doing with all those babies they ain't selling?
It's 6 mainland clutches. I mean, if you have adult, like full on, 5 to 8 year old adults, I mean, that's 200 plus animals. It's a lot to sell, and it's a lot of breedings to have enough. How do you not have 60 of the same thing? Yeah.
Yep.
So like, if like, and I hate that it's going to be me and Eric, all the double recessive stuffs. I'm very heavy on purple OGS. He's very heavy on purple anery, obviously snows. So, every breeding you do, you want 2 of this, 2 of that, 5 of these, 1 of these you're going to keep, 1 of these I'm trading Eric, 1 of these, you don't want 30 of those and 30 of those. At this point in the game, 2023, we should be, the genetics should be pushed, or are already pushed along so far where it'd be kind of hard almost to go backwards. I'm still confused how a lot of people are making like some of the 1 gene or 2 gene combos. But again, respectfully, I think back to when I had to start, when I got going, that's also where I started. So, but being in the seat I'm in, after 15 plus years, I've been around a lot of retics and a lot of retic stuff. It's like, I can kind of say, hey, like, I'm not producing 300-400 snakes a year, and you can make it just fine in retics, over the course of time, if you pace yourself and just focus on your brand, to kind of go back to what you had said originally.
But Shane,
Purple Sun,
Shane, in a realistic world here, not you, or maybe some of the most closest people, but in the retic world, freezing a perfect normal snake that you just didn't want to hit is normal in a sense in the retic world, isn't it? Like they do that.
It is now. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's fucked up. Just imagine that, man. And honestly, it's kind of like, it is fucked up, but they're probably saving somebody from getting injured or hurt, because where would that snake end up? Probably in someone's care who don't know what the fuck they're doing, right?
It probably wouldn't live that long to begin with. You figure all the hatchlings this year on mainlands, like I'd say probably less than 5% to see their first birthday. For that reason, because
here.
Show.
If somebody wants a pet retic, and that's what if you call me and you say I want a pet retic, I am not. Again, I know. Oh, I'm not breeding it. I don't want to breed it. Well, in 3 weeks of keeping it, now you're a breeder. You have your own Facebook page. You're a bona fide breeder. But if you call me and say I want a retic, I'm not going to sell you a normal male retic. I will find a multi-gene, nice, new, something pretty that you can have as a pet, a male that wouldn't serve any purpose in a breeder's hand. You could have a very, very nice pet that still is considered maybe a lower end or lower tier retic in the grand scale of all the retics.
Hey, but here's the flip side of that. The pet keeper normally doesn't know that, because the pet keeper, for the most part, is so like, bro, let me tell you how much I tripped out when I first saw the morph in a retic, and I saw how much cheaper it was than a fucking ball python. It made no sense to me because I didn't know the whole size thing, right? I was just like, bro, this goddamn baby lavender is more popping than any fucking ball python baby I've ever seen before. And I'll never forget that. But then, I remembered, holy shit, their value is for a reason, because nobody could really fucking, like, the average person cannot take care of a retic.
No. You typically will spend, I mean, of course, many times over what the cost of the animal even was, like in its first or second year of life, you know? I mean, so kind of to say to that with retics, if we were to get those animals living for like their full life down to the size of what pure super dwarfs are, I guarantee you'd see so many people just jump over to that, you know, from all the other species, even like carpet python guys, and you know, there's super dwarfs. I know Eric has super dwarfs on eggs smaller than a lot of the carpet pythons I've bred.
I've never, the tiniest snakes I've ever seen.
Dude, it's crazy.
And I'm talking like, and they're like, I mean, 80, high 80, you got something in the mid 80s, right? Or
80s and 90s on some.
Oh my God. It's like a fucking worm, bro. It's so crazy.
Dude, it's so bizarre. Dude, I've seen a lot of retics. I've seen them at everybody's collection. I've been in the back rooms of every big breeder in retics, and man, Eric's room just shattered my mind. I mean, I never really realized. I mean, like this, like in your hands. I mean, if we can get all the snakes to a more manageable size for the moderate level reptile keeper, I think they would be the most popular animal kept. Absolutely. You know,
right?
The preview you said were like, man, fuck these big snakes, man. They're ruining the hobby. They are the biggest hawk of the hobby 24/7. As much, you know, it's ball pythons, it's retics, and it's leopard geckos is what it really has evolved into, you know?
Pretty much.
I mean, and I like you mentioned, you know, even Brian Waterloo, big monitor keepers. It's check it. I mean, look at how many people have produced croc monitors in the last year. All of a sudden, everyone's starting to become a good breeder, you know? So if you're not on top of your shit, you're going to be surpassed immediately, you know?
And I will say, man, this is the one thing that always reminds me of what Eric Lee said, one of our first podcasts we ever done together, because I was a very big believer where if like, hey man, if your snake's kept right, like, you know, it's gonna only breed if it's eating right and kept right. But that's really not the case. Like, I know, I'm not saying any names, man, but I know people who've had success such as a croc monitor clutch, and I see how they keep their shit. It's disgusting. And I'm like, holy fucking shit. So it's kind of like, what?
Well, the thing with the one thing I'll say with monitors, you have it one way or the other. Either they are so like domesticated, sterile, like.
There goes Shane. That was a great episode, Shane.
Damn it.
No, I'm just kidding. He's gonna come right back. Guys, let's get the likes up, Flo. We just shy of 70 people, and there's like 20-ish likes. That is, come on, guys. I'm not gonna tell Shane this, but can we please just get the likes up before he gets back? But yeah, man, what he's saying is exactly true, bro. I mean, I don't know. What do you have to say on that so far?
No, the breeding is like you said, like some of it is because quality breeders, others people luck the fuck out.
Sorry, boys.
You're good, buddy. You're good.
Lost you for a second there.
But please
I
continue.
forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
Croc monitors, the breeders.
Monitors, sterile.
Well, no, I mean, you know, I see the monitor guys like it's either you're keeping them super, super like natural, like don't touch them, don't mess with them, let them, you know, do whatever they want, no human interaction. Awesome. Then you have like the super sterile wooden box, like clean as a whistle. Perfect. I'm seeing that's like the success, you know, and it's interesting to see it that way. And a lot of people too, we're gonna go down a super serious like lizard hole now if we're doing that. I don't want to do that.
No, I mean, no, we're not doing lizards, buddy. Pull back.
No, save it. So stop it. Reel it in, right?
Because at the end of the day, I'll bring you on a Sunday for that. Right now, it's about the retics. Like we're talking
all right,
about.
Back to the retics.
Yeah, please. It's important.
What's everyone saying down in the comments?
Megan's just starting shit up. They want me to spell Megan's name. It's M-E-G-S, Megs. That's how you spell Megan's name, if that's how you want to ask me. But I have to ask you this, dude.
Yes.
You're completely right about making a snake a size more sustainable to keep for the average keeper, right? That's a big goal.
Yes.
But how do hold on. How do we keep super dwarf shit from getting watered down? And what I mean by that, there are people out there claiming they have super dwarf shit, quote unquote, when they don't. And not only that, they're arguing that you can almost make anything a super dwarf. Like, how does an influence like that?
It is gonna come down to, again, the reputation of the breeder, the listing and reputation of the person you purchase from, the listing of the breedings with the percentages displayed. It's going to become almost like it's like almost a pedigree. I don't know if that'd be the right word, but at least a proof of lineage and a proof of percentage. And whether people want to resist it or not, the masses have responded to that, and the masses have dictated that that's the way everyone feels it should be done. That's the most legitimate way. And all it is like, it's like a proof card. Who can argue it? Why would you even want to argue it?
But they have that in the dog game, so why not have that here? Like, that don't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so down for that shit because if it's one person, dude, I give a hella props to the way they're fucking making hashtags off each hatchling and giving you like a pamphlet with every super dwarf you buy. Is Garrett. Garrett makes you feel like you're in.
Yeah.
You're in. You know what I mean?
It's an experience, and it is your brand. What are you providing to the reptile community besides the snake? The product you get out of, Reach Out Reptiles or SC Constrictors. You get a brand, you get a experience, and you get an animal that's got lineage behind it. Eric knows it. He's got snakes from 10, 5, 8, 6, 8, 10 years ago, hats, double hats, stuff he's made. People can reach out to him and go, tell me about this. And he'll go back, this year, this breeding. We're in an era where information's free, and information is, what everyone's basing their purchase on.
Right.
Looking back, even when you used to go look at a car, your first car. You drove down the block, you saw a for sale sign on 2, 3 cars. You went back and looked at 2 of them, and you bought 1 of them. And that was it. You bought a car. Now, now you go buy a car. Now you can narrow it down. You got unlimited, truly unlimited. And if I'm not selling you a purple Sunfire, I'm doing a bad job. Right?
Yeah.
After 15 years of screaming, floating epicness. Do you know how this started? Did that story? You ever hear that story?
No, but I love my shirt, by the way. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey,
it looks good on you.
What's behind you?
Oh,
yeah, buddy. Just so you know.
It is. Yeah, buddy.
My boy don't play. But go ahead. Where did floating epicness come from?
So this will probably go into a second story that Eric might want us to talk about. But floating epicness started off way back when the Retic Nation was just like an internet forum. Gavin built the forum with a couple other guys in the Retic world, got it up, got it going, and that was it. That was the epicenter of Retics. And it was like forum wars. We had group of guys, one forum going against us all the time. And we were at Tinley Park, and a couple of the guys took some pictures of me and Jay. Were you there? Were you there that year, Eric, or you didn't start coming out that way?
A couple years later.
I can't even remember what year that was. That had to be like 2011, maybe?
Okay.
Damn.
Would it have been 2011?
Probably, yeah, because I think it was maybe a year or two before I met you in like 2012.
Well, we had a couple guys take some pictures of me and Jay, at the show, Jay Brewer, because me and Jay were kind of tight back in the day there. And
what happened, man? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, I want to continue, please.
All right, so we had a couple guys there take some shitty pictures of me and Jay and go back and give it to the guy who was running their forum, and they called me they called me the Jersey faggot. That was the thing back in the day. That was the whole big, punchline. Yeah, it was pretty hardcore, dude.
Oh, what? Oh,
so
no. Go ahead.
Again, this goes back to the era of Jersey Shore, right? And I'm obviously full tan, tattooed, whatever. They just labeled it, right? There it was. And I'm Italian, so go ahead.
Okay, but were you more tan then?
Oh yeah, dude, bright orange. I mean, I fit right in. It was not it wasn't like even a dig. So it was perfect.
The only thing they're wrong on were the fag part.
Yes. Okay. So wait. So now that whole thing came out, right? And it backfired on them horribly. So Big Jake and me are at my house. We're drinking, and we're like, you know what? We're gonna make a fucking video, like a fucking parody video, a stupid video. So we made a video called Floating Epicness, and it was just a full-on Jersey Shore reptile parody, stupid, just
Jersey Shore. Wow,
dude,
bro, this is crazy.
You'll have Eric pull it up on your cell phone so he could see 5 seconds of it.
What is it? Wait, I can put it up on here. Is it on YouTube or something?
Oh, it's aggressive. Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, it's so bad. Don't even hang on. So that whole thing happened, and literally this, like, my brand was born. It was a wild time.
So 2011 is when Floating Epicness really became something?
Yeah. And I kind of just, in the last few years, really made it like, wow. I don't want to call it.
All these people know about this video. What the hell?
Yeah, it's bad.
Is it on YouTube? What is it on?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay. And what video? What's it called? I'm just curious.
It's called Floating Epicness.
That's the name of the video.
Yeah, dude. It's painful to watch now.
Is it
now that I'm older?
Is it Floating Epicness Maker? Okay, here we go. Oh, God. 37 seconds? Let's watch this shit. All right, guys. We're watching it. Be ready. All right. Hey, you started it, not me, bro. This is going to be great.
God, I haven't even seen this in a while.
Let's go. Here we go. You ready?
Started. That's not it.
That's not it. Okay, hold on. What is it? All right.
The title is Floating Epicness with sunglasses. Slow down. I can't.
Is this?
Hold on.
I don't see it.
Go up.
Oh, right here. I see it.
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, look at this guy. Oh, my God. Bro.
Dude, this is so bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's full on, dude. It's full on. Yeah.
How big those fucking snakes are. It is on. Here we go. We're watching this shit. Get the likes up.
Hey, guys. Everyone keeps asking me what the Floating Epicness is, so I'm going to just do a real quick video and a walkthrough on some of the snakes that have the floating tails. All right, we're going to start out the video by showing you guys what a floating tail is.
Oh, God.
This is the Super Sunfire. She's in shed. She peed a little bit in her cage. Basically what it is when the rosettes stop, the belly pattern floats away and the dorsal pattern is separated. She's kind of in shed right now, so she's not so epic. I'm going to move on to the next one.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, guys.
Holy shit. Look at this purple sunfire. Look at how epic this is. Do you see how epic this snake is? Holy shit. Yo, look at this platinum anery. Floating epicness. This is crazy right here. Look at this anery tiger. No floating epicness? Where's your floating tail at, bro? You're not even orange.
Oh, God.
Yo, this is floating epicness. this. This right here. Look at this tail. Look at how crazy this tail is floating. Look at this floating tail. Look at this. That's floating epicness. Rosettes? No rosettes. No rosettes. No rosette. No rosette. No rosette. No rosettes. No rosettes. No rosettes. No rosette. Floating epicness.
Bad. Bad, bad, bad.
Sunfire Hepalon, floating epicness. 4
shit.
feet of floating epicness. You want to see the most epic floating tail ever? Always use proper husbandry in a hook. Paradox, purple, sunfire, tiger, epic, floating, tail.
Yeah. That's a rough one. Boy. Painful, huh? Painful.
Bro, dude, hey,
Good
I mean, dude, those were some really nice snakes, though, man. Like, holy shit! And for
That's all.
2011,
Yeah,
that must have been groundbreaking, right?
Oh yeah, back then.
That's all my founding. So that's like my true founding stock, you know. I got man, that video's wild. Good thing I have no shame. I love it. Fuck, man. That's terrible.
That's a legendary fucking video. Like the fact
That shit's nuts.
That's like a sign of autism. Like that's like a fucking patented, like, I don't know, like
It's bad news.
It's like a
wild
stamp seal of badness. Like it's just like,
God.
bro, and that's trolling at it's like that's 2011 trolling right there. You're basically going after the. And I'm sorry, bro. Who were the haters again? Was it Jay and his crew or not Jay? And his crew?
No, it's a couple guys. They're not even in the reptile world anymore. The couple guys that were kind of affiliated with them are they're still relevant. We shook hands. We're 100% cool. You know, it all came out. The other dude was kind of an asshole to everybody, I guess, or was kind of bad. So turned out we all made friends, and like I said, that whole thing turned out to really, really, really help me. And from that point forward, like every snake I made was more orange, more orange. The joke was always they're spray tanned. I spray tan the eggs. I spray tan in the incubator, and like it worked, man. I mean, you could see everything is orange and black. You know, the whole that's kind of turned into the deal. So, you know, I had like the SC Constrictor stuff, but you know, I started getting pretty serious with the monitors, and this whole floating epicness thing kind of like rebranded a little bit, you know, I guess, for me.
Let me ask you about the rebranding. Did it confuse some people or no? Like, do you have to explain what both are sometimes or not really?
Really no, because I use the floating epicness thing as a tagline and a hashtag for so long that people were already seeing it, and I kind of swapped out my watermark with it. Like, so my pictures,
it's like your credo, like it's like your fucking, that's SC Constrictors basically.
Yeah, you know, and that it was like my signature brand, a purple OGS Sunfire, that orange floating tail. It's just the floating epicness. When you come to me, that's what you're getting, and that's all I really want to do. I'm trying to be my own market, my own guy, my own production. I'm really Eric might tell you, I've streamlined down to the point of like really one project. You know, just one direction, one goal, one plan, one path. You know, so I have a couple.
Shane, back then, how many adults did you have?
Back then,
in that video, how many adult females?
In that, adult females in that video was 4.
Okay, they were big though. 4. Those fucking some big girls, bro.
Yeah, So again, that goes back to trying to keep snakes that you want to keep, that you're going to want to sell, that you're going to expect other people to want to keep, you know, which is why it's unbelievable to see, you know, the super dwarf game has come on really strong, you know, and it's making these animals more manageable, and it's opening up that whole new demographic of people that'll keep them, you know, going from back to what they were, what they used to be. You know, kind of the mentality back then was like, feed them twice a week, as big as you can, as hard as you can, and like get them so big. And, you know, a lot of people were like, oh, I don't power feed them. And I don't, you know, they're a big snake that gets big, that likes to eat, and it's fun to feed them, and it's fun to have a big snake. And that's what was, you know, that's what the whole deal was for a long time. But, you know, a lot of that has changed. You know, some people still want a big monster animal. I mean, I've still got some very big snakes, you know, but most everything I have now is manageable. It's even all my mainland females, I really only have them in a 6-foot cage when they're really breeding. Other than that, they're really all in boa tubs and 4-foot cages. And this is from like 5th, 6th, 7th generation animals being produced. So everything I breed is almost everything I breed I've produced myself, except for getting new genes in, stuff like that, you know. But I've worked really hard to also pick and choose what animals hatched out, what size, what their growth rate was. You know, I held back for a lot of years. I held back like 10 animals per clutch, and that's a lot of snakes, you know.
But we're talking with the average clutch size was like what?
Back then it was like 50 to 60 eggs.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nowadays,
like 72 eggs, like a pile of eggs like this, 70 eggs. I filled up 2 incubators with 2 snakes. I mean, it's
bro, I got a taste of 42. I never want anything more than that in my entire life. That was fucking nuts. I can't imagine 60. Are you fucking kidding me? That is crazy, bro.
I only had 1 year that I think I produced over 200 snakes, and I promised I'd never do it again. And I never did. I never have. Yeah. You know, I pulled it back big time. Again, less is more. You know, and 2, keeping the right snakes for the right projects that have the right attitude, the right size, you know, everything. Like, if I'm selling something, it's got to be prime. It's got to be from the best. Because if I sell it to you, it's going to have to be pretty awesome for you. You know, I want to be like, man, the snake sucks. It doesn't eat. It won't grow. It's mean. It's this. It's, you know, you could ask any person that's ever purchased something from me. I've made every single sale right if someone was not happy with what they got. Even down the road, you know, just because if I'm selling it, I'm still going to be here. Hopefully the next time you come to buy another reptile, you come to the reptile market, you need a pair, you need a mate for your animal, or you want another one, or you want your 15th one. I still want to be producing the newest, best, most sought after at the right price animal. You know, it's customer retention in a way.
Right.
But it's also
so it's meaning how you take care of these people, Shane. And
yeah.
Honestly, just like how, you know, any fucking super dwarf shit with snow in it, Eric wants to be the guy that people go through because he feels like I'm giving you probably the most of the purest side of a SD snow that you can get anywhere else, right? So that's like a goal to him. Your shit, you know, with certain projects, you would hope that people go to you, but that should be everyone's mission. Like if you have something that somebody else wants, you got to make sure they don't go to nobody else but you. That should be a part of the game plan, right?
Yeah, you know, and it's a very big situation. Sorry, a couple of water monitors are getting crazy over here.
That's all good.
We'll have to absolutely do that episode. I'll blow your mind on these water monitors.
Please do.
It'll be cool. It'll be super cool. But you know, it's staying in my own lane. Come on, they're awesome. We'll get you one of these T negatives out there.
Oh, you're tripping, bro. Ain't never gonna happen.
Oh, you need one, man.
No,
They're cool.
I'll get a lace first, and then we'll talk.
All right, maybe I will.
Because I'll tell you what,
I wouldn't
man,
mind.
and don't, here you go. You already caught me, you fucker. But I'm telling you right now, dude. No, hold on. Laces are life, buddy. You need a lace, Shane.
I know they're dope. They are cool.
But you're dope. That's why you need one. You feel me? Okay, go ahead.
Maybe this year. I know Brian's hounding me to get one too. And you got to come to Monitor Fest.
Ooh, hold on. Time out. Okay, this is a pause. I know this is your fault, but how far are you from Waterloo?
I mean, less than an hour.
So I'm doing a podcast at this place Thursday night. Can you roll up? Can you meet me there? Or are you too busy Thursday because of Tinley? I should have asked you.
Not Tinley. Dance, wrestling, and soccer Thursday night.
Oh, your girl's
dad life. One of my boys, my boys got wrestling and soccer, and my daughter's got dance. I'll figure something out. We'll see. We'll try. I'll try. He's a little bit of ways away to get there and then get home that evening too.
Well,
we'll see. We'll figure it out.
I had to shoot my shot, but anyways, get off of Monitor, please. Stop.
Yeah. Go back. So, staying in my own lane. I'll use example of like a big project, right? I'm not trying to bust on the scenes and get 6 clutches of crazy snow stuff. I'm staying in my own lane. I pick 1 or 2. I have 2 females for my project just to start slowly going the direction that the industry's kind of going. But like, I don't want to be direct competition with Eric because we respect each other's playing field. It's like a parallel existence, and other big breeders, same way, like obviously there's, particular guys that work, like Jake works heavily in anthrax. I had an opportunity. I had a couple cool anthraxes, and I could have made double hets and tried to raise stuff and go into it. But then I'm in direct competition with Jake. I don't want to do that. If someone wants to buy an anthrax from me, you're going to go to Jake and buy it. Right? So it's like everyone can kind of play in their own area, but work together,
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's a good point, Shane, because at the end of the day, we're all here trying to eat, right?
Exactly, and
the problem, Shane, is the people who don't want to work together, who manipulate and create problems to their own customers just because they're scared of them going through somebody else for something else. And I don't know, like the fact that you have somebody like Eric, right? Like, this is why at the end of the day, bro, you already know this, Shane, you can't do this on your own. There's no way you could do this on your own. You need good allies. Like, you need good people.
Yeah, you're right. You need some alliances. Yeah, you have to be, man. You've got to.
But good ones, like not like bro, Eric Lee, solid as fuck. I'm telling you right now, what a guy to have on your team. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm not worried about what this guy says or what she says or whatever the fuck. The proof is here. If I want proof, I go to Eric's room and that's it. I look around and go, oh shit, yeah. So best fucking best sticks I've ever seen kept. Retics, okay? 90 plus retics kept immaculate at this guy's place.
That standard is he's got a very high bar set.
But that's what he does every day. He's in that room every day. Every day he's in that room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because every day it's something new.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Someone's taking a piss.
It is. It's a constant thing. There's no days off. There's no like even half-assing a week or even a couple days. You fall behind, man. It's very hard. It's very hard to catch up, especially with a big collection, and I'd say anything, especially large constrictors, anything in the double digits is like, it's a big collection. 10 retics is a lot of retics,
You better have that 100% dedication.
Yeah. It's a lot of, it's blood, sweat, and tears. You're hurt, you're sore, you're tired. Everyone's got to, you got to clean them. If they pee every day, there's no days off. You got to really love what you're doing.
Shane, how many vacations do you take a year? How many times you leave your house more than 3 days a year?
Maybe 2 at most.
I mean, that's good. I mean, at least you do that. But how?
Yeah.
Are you having a good time or is it stressful? Honestly, is there a certain point where you're thinking about your collection and you're fucking balls? Go ahead.
5 days is like the most I can be away, and it takes 2 months to prepare for 5 days away. You know, with food cycles, shitting cycles, the shedding. Like, my goal is to get everybody totally empty and fasted for like 3 weeks, fed heavy shit, put them into shed because of the big meal, and then I leave. And then I just hope to God they sit and do nothing in shed for the whole time I'm gone. But I've been very successful with that. But the times I can get away, like me and Eric were just in Florida.
That's smart. Though.
I mean, we landed, we hit it hard, and we were home. I mean, we relaxed for probably 45 minutes in 4 days, 3 days.
Shane, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was very concerned about your profile pic because I was like, "Why is this guy showing his feet?" But now I'm like, "Oh my God!" I was like, "This guy goes through some wild shit. Like he's on some fucking like warrior training type shit." And that's why Eric. Erickson, bro. This guy's trying to go. He's trying to do a marathon in a tunnel with no lights for I don't know.
He's a whole different animal, man. He's a whole different animal.
Dude, that's his drug is running forever and no stopping. It's crazy. I want that, but it's not. I like weed.
It's sickening, man. No, we did 3 World's Toughest Mudders together, so we've spent a deafening amount of time outside snakes together, me and him.
But honestly, that kind of defines the relationship you have with Eric. When you go through shit like that with somebody, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, how many people on earth can do
Absolutely.
God, like, bro? Eric got me paddleboarding. Thank you so much. I had a good time, Eric. But that's probably the most extreme shit I ever do with Eric because I know how he gets. I still fell in my clothes. I was almost there, and I stood up because he convinced me. No, he was just doing it. It looked really cool. But I stood up and honestly, thank you. I want to go paddleboarding again. That was fun.
Let me know.
But this guy's extreme. Honestly, the most chillest thing you can ever do with Eric Lee is paddleboarding. That's it. Or going to his fucking snake room. But even then, you're not safe. Andrew got tagged. You know what I mean? Like it could happen really quick. You know what I mean? Anyways. I love that though. The fact that because dude, Shane, first and foremost, you're not from Cali, buddy. You're not. Okay.
No.
He's not. He's not from Illinois. Okay, but you guys have something so powerful where it's worth meeting up. Okay, how important is that meetup part? And when I say like we're talking about how the internet is the now, right? Like okay, but how more important is that meetup part? Like the physical. Hey, let me fucking hug you, bro, because we got something going on. It's different, right?
So when me and Eric see each other, it's for like really hardcore shit. I mean, it's World's Toughest Mudders. We go from like saying hi to literally dying in each other's arms, like dying together. I mean, every time we're together, or it's really, really extreme. We're in Vegas. We're out in Vegas. We're out in Florida. We're doing the races, or we're at Tinley. It's always extreme stuff. You know, everything we do are going out catching rattlesnakes
on the course.
Oh God, we did the race. Our first lap of this 24-hour race, we caught a gigantic rattlesnake on course, pulled it off course. You know, I mean, just everything we do is pretty extreme. So Eric's the guy where like you just take snakes out of the equation, and we're still our best friends till the end. Really, you know. We got a group of guys. I mean, shit, you get Kenny on here one night. There's a couple other guys.
Hey, my guy. Did you even know who I just had on Sunday? Did you?
I watched it,
bro.
I watched it.
Shane,
dude.
I don't want to. Okay, no, hold on. Can I finish, Shane? Because I want to say something right now. I want to put so much respect on this guy Kenny's name.
I love Kenny, man.
Kenny's my Eric Lee dog. Like Kenny was my very first homie to tell me what direction to go. And like, listen, the shit you're talking on your podcast is very accurate. Trust me. I had when I was going after certain people, I was questioning myself, and he would sit there like, MJ, you ain't wrong. These motherfuckers are pieces of shits. I've been around for it. So Kenny has groomed me. Kenny is
Dude,
I fucking love Kenny, bro. Like Kenny,
I was watching last night, screaming K-Star. I'm like, oh fuck, K-Star. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Kenny's Purple Sun was from me, man. I mean, me and Kenny go same shit way back. I mean, from eating pizza in New York to fucking chasing a bum away from me. And where were we? San Diego. God, we've done a lot. And that's the thing.
Hey, wait, hold on. When was that San Diego trip?
That was 3 years ago, maybe. We went to LA. We road tripped from LA to San Diego.
So no.
San Francisco. San Francisco.
I was gonna say not San Diego because Kenny would.
No. Yeah, no, yeah. We went north. Yeah, that was a different trip. I was thinking when we met up by your house, Eric, me, Jordan. Kenny, and Jordan, when we went out, yeah. Almost got beat up over ice cream. Anytime I'm with Eric, I could do whatever I want. Anything. Eric will kill anybody. We were at Sandwiches. It was like 3:30 in the morning, and like somewhere in LA or I don't know, Vegas. I don't know where we. Yeah. And this dude walks in, so the sandwich shop has a security guard. So the security guard, I'm like, I'm fucking out, man. Eric, and I'm like, oh, Eric's here. I'm like, fuck this guy. Eric will kill him. I don't have to worry about anything. It's great.
But you're also gonna be like a suspect. Like you're gonna be questioned when Eric snaps a couple necks, bro. They're gonna be like, "What's the motive? Like, what'd you do to this calm guy?" Like,
this peaceful dude did not do it.
Explain that, bro. Like, seriously,
right.
If you could get Eric Lee to smile, then keep him smiling. If he's not smiling, you need to run.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's rare. I've only seen him bent out of shape a couple times. It's not fun.
I've only seen him. Yeah, I've seen him pretty bent because of the construction ordeal you've gone through, which I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but that really kind of aggravates me that somebody like you, who this guy invited me over where he's like, bro, I have this much stuff to finish and it's animals are in. And then next thing you know, I have to redo everything. Bro, fuck.
That's what happens when you get a shitty contractor. So, and do your homework because being out like 80K and starting that shit over is a kick to the nuts. But hey, fucking live and learn.
Yeah, I mean, was it like you went cheap though, or something like,
no.
or is it just you went through the wrong, like, because this was a licensed contract.
The wrong people, man, shady ass people.
Yeah. They cut corners and everything's all fucked up, and now talking to the license board, the bond company just turned into a total shit show, one after another. So. And he was actually like probably one of the higher price guys that were like, "Hey, my guys are good. I'm licensed, bonded. My guys are licensed."
Somebody like
crazy.
I'm gonna go with the higher end because if it's guaranteed almost, and so it's not.
It's just one of those things where, like, even talking to the state people, they're like, "Yeah, there's so much bullshit going on with COVID because all these people are like, hey, we got all this extra money. Let's do all these home projects." Right. And all these contractors were just like feeding off all these people that don't know anybody, that's never had a project at the house. Like, there's certain things I didn't know, and until unfortunately learned the hard way. But
how's Jess doing? And Jess is obviously the backbone of what Eric got's going on. Shout out to Jess.
She's good. She basically said, "Hey, we need to tear the whole thing down, and we're gonna make the garage 50% bigger." So I'm fucking cool with that.
Hey,
50% bigger?
Yeah.
There you go.
So
God bless Jess.
Hey, everything happens for a reason. Fuck it, just roll with it.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Shane, we're talking about rolling with certain things, and you gotta understand. Bless your hard work into what you love doing, and Eric's, because you guys are ready for anything. What I mean by that, this market will always be going up and down. But right now, lately, it's been like a lot of down, right? What would you say Shane's prediction is overall in the retic world? Like, how are you feeling about the reticulated python market altogether right now, Shane?
Well, it's
don't hold back, buddy.
The whole thing is like kind of, I know this is going to be hard, right? Because it's going to make me seem like arrogant or something, like retic sales all in all have been very well or very good for me for this, for a while. And I think it's mostly because I produce a particular thing. These people who have a lot of different projects going, the inventory is so high that it's almost like,
it's too high.
You don't know what to pick from, right? It's like you walk into a dollar store, you're like, oh shit, like grab this, grab like, but it's all like, this is junk. These serve no purpose in the long run. Like, what am I doing? You know? So, you know, if you have too big of a spread, people kind of get distracted and they don't know what they're really looking for. And then either they buy something on an impulse and they're unhappy and then they're a really hard customer, you know, to deal with. And then you lose the customer, of course, right away, because if they're a challenge, it's, you know, it's always hard to give money back, right? Or it's always hard to like make an exchange or turn an animal out, but goes back to the repeat customer. You've just got to do whatever you need to do to keep your name right. The animal is a part of it. It's a big part of it, but it's a small part of it in the grand scheme, right? It's the variable. That animal, that snake could get out in 3 days and be gone. Dog could eat it. They could just kill it.
But
right?
I mean, that's the reality of everything we keep. I could wake up tomorrow and something lit all this shit on fire, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And that is a scary thing, right? And that's what we all face. We all face that shit. Every single one of us. But for the average keeper like us, we're willing to take on that fucking challenge. But what's crazy is the deeper you get in, and if that does happen to you, the harder it is to take, because look how much stuff you have vested. Look how much stuff you have in. And I got to tell you right now, Eric Lee has explained to me how he does not sell certain shit. But if he were, because I ask Eric all the time, okay, Eric, I get it. You're not going to sell this. But if you were to sell this, what would you sell it for? It would be this X amount because of this, because of fucking years and years and years and years. So by him selling you this snake, you're taking so many shortcuts straight to the top of where he's going. So why? So it's almost like, I almost feel like you almost have to think of a number, like a number out of your ass. Because like, what number?
Sometimes I've had, because people like, what do you sell that? I'm like, pulled a number out of my ass. They took it. Fuck it. It's all good. Because like at the end of the day, like if you're at, you're doing cutting edge stuff or high percent stuff, there are no comparable animals where you can be like, hey, I'm gonna go on MORPH market or ask this other breeder, because like I said before, we all work our parallel tracks. You don't have any, apples to apples comparison. So when you start pricing these crazy animals, it literally is like, hey, that's a nice round number. I'm gonna try it.
If you look at the whole market, though, like the whole retic market, like view it as like not the stock market, like a livestock auction or something. You see what all comes to market this year. You got to bring like your A game. You got to bring these heavy hitter animals to market, because and that's what I'm saying. You have to stay ahead. You have to be on the gas. You have to stand out. You have to be making the best shit with the best lineage at the best price.
You're not in the ball python game, I know that, or are you?
He is.
You are? Whoa!
Oh,
what? Okay.
Dude!
Oh, no! Sit down. No, I believe you.
Oh, Jesus!
Okay, hold on. Because I do want to see what you have, but slow down. I forgot he does. I forgot he has GHI. I forgot. I'm so sorry. You have epic.
That's okay. No, I don't. To defend your own self, I am not in the ball python game, but I have ball pythons.
I know you do. You had a certain clutch go down. I said, bro, I don't give a fuck if you don't even hit visuals. I want the heads. You never even hit me up. So, anyways, not to.
I keep all my ball pythons. I keep them all.
Give them to me, bro. Like you're not even a ball python guy. I am.
I'm a snake. I love these snakes. I have a bunch of stuff I could send out to you. Don't worry.
This will be an easy no-brainer for you, Shane. Who's the number one? Who's the number one marketing guru in the ball python game?
Justin Kabilka.
So why are you not hurting with your retic sales?
Because I market my shit really good.
But not even to the outsider. Your customers. You have people tapped in. You keep who you need to keep involved till once you have it, it's gone. You have to do that. Dude, Kabilka, bro, all it takes is a fucking YouTube video. Okay? All of a sudden, this gene that was $300, or not even $300, $150 is now a $700 gene because it now makes this relevant. So, but does it really? I don't know. I'm not calling him a scam artist. I'm just saying, like, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. Like, jump high, idiot. And they're gonna be like, you know what I mean?
But here, it's popularity. But what Justin, like here, I very much, I love what Justin does. I have my own, like the Kraken project, that whole pirate theme and pirate life and all that shit. I'm all about that. As silly as that is to some people, whatever, I'm all about all that shit. You know, all the outdoor pirate, blah, blah, blah. I have like a Kraken project going. I have the Wookiee spot-nose clown breeding a GHI Mojave clown. That's my main.
Dog, I love it.
Yeah, I love what he does because
you know how sick.
Listen, retic guys got shunned away and shut out for projects like naming, like the Kraken project, right? Because Justin picked 5 snakes and named it one thing. It's accepted because who's gonna say, Justin, you're delirious, or this is a stupid thing to do? He's doing it and then helping the whole industry, right? So like with retics, if someone wants Eric Lee's very specific snow project name, they know what they're buying into. Like, I'm not going to get a problem if I reach out to Justin and buy a snake. And I'm not going to not get, right. So you have to stand out to that level. And it's a matter of how much you're willing to put in and how much you're willing to stay on the gas. It's a very constant thing. A lot of people do burn out from it, but it's you have to invest yourself into your projects. You can see he's really into the projects he brings up, and he does the homework. You watch his video and he's like, this clutch, and then I did this breeding and this breeding and this breeding and this breeding, and here's, sometimes you get one animal. Do you know how many eggs, retic eggs, I've had to go through to make one world first, and then take that and go, and it's a lot of work, and imagine having to do it with a ball python that lays 4 eggs. Retic guys, we got a fast track like this, ding, and then everyone died. And then it's who could rebuild or who is able to maintain, and now the people that have maintained their brand or their projects or the longevity, we made it out through the turbulent chaos of the retic world, and we're seeing where all the dust settled. Who's got this project locked in, who's got that project locked in, and again, if somebody's buying a purple Sunfire from someone else, they either have it at a price I don't feel my animals are worth, or they made a better animal than me. Both of those things are my fault and my decision. I don't want to price it less just to make a sale if I feel it's worth more. And if you make something better than me, shame on me. I need to work harder, right? But I'm sold out typically. Everyone's always pissed off. You don't have a table at Tinley. Why don't you have a show at Tinley? You have all this shit. You live down the street.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
That's lack of hustle, buddy. That's all that is.
I have nothing for sale. I have I would show up and do nothing. I'm sold out. And my next clutch hatch is between now and in October, and it'll be sold out. And not like in an arrogant way, but because I'm only bringing 1 of this to market or 2 of this to market. And because I'm so many generations ahead, there's a really strong chance if you want one of what I'm making, I'm the only place you can get it at this point, unless you wait, right?
Yeah,
but if you want to get in first, right?
Nobody wants to wait. Nobody wants to wait, bro.
Right. It's all instant, and it's not a thing of arrogance. And I've got.
Listen. At the end of the day, if I'm a Coke fan, and not mean like I'm just saying like soda. Like let's say I love soda, right? And I go to a convention. And if I go to a convention, a soda convention, and I see this epic Coca-Cola booth, and then I see a RC Cola, I'm gonna go to the fucking Coca-Cola booth. I want the real deal Holyfield. I don't want the rip-off generic version. Do you guys know, even in the 90s, Coca-Colas were 75 cents a can. RC Colas, 50 cents. Why that little bit of a discount? Because once you taste it, it is not real Coke.
Nope.
That's a fact.
Yeah. That's a fact, man.
But that's what we like. Here's the thing. The snake world needs people who want real Coca-Cola. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like find something that people need for them to be relevant to what they're doing.
Right.
SC Snow shit.
Yeah.
Fucking SC Constrictor shit. Like, it don't matter, bro. Like,
right. Just pick which. It took a few years. You know, it took what I wanted to bring out in my collection is what I created a market for myself. And if it wasn't going to hang on, then again, shame on me. But I worked really hard to keep Sunfire very relevant, very popular,
very epic.
I very epic. I made better versions every season, and I made new combos every season. So I kept pushing the envelope every single breeding, every single year. To the, you know, for many years, it'd be more rare. I'd have to plan not making a first-time combo now. And that's just by default because of how many years on one path I've been. I'd have to go outside of my way to not create the first of something now. And it's just because I'm so deep on that one road. But it's, I found what...
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
No. Like, let's say you're working with something that, like, because in the ball python world, for instance, there are a lot of projects that so many motherfuckers are working with, right? Like, it's almost like it's a rat race. The ball python game is a legit rat race for most people, right? But let's put yourself in this rat race position right now, Shane. It's not a rat race. It's not a rat race for people like Kabelka, right?
No,
it's not. It wouldn't. Even if you had so many people making the most orangest snakes that you're making right now, or whatever it is that you're doing, it wouldn't be your shit. It would be different because what you put behind it. Even if there was Snow SD shit, it wouldn't be Eric Lee's Snow SD shit.
Right.
So, right. Because you know, at the end of the day, whatever it is that we're making, at some point, somebody's going to be making what we're making. That's the point.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah.
But where does where does it land at? Where is the fucking ground zero? That's when they go to the source. And that's what matters. You go to the source. You got to be your own source of it, bro.
Right. We got to be our own source, but we also still have to not get comfortable with that. Like, if you're making the world first, now you have to make the world's best. That's how I've always tried to target those together. Not just making it first, but making an example of it that was so superior that all the ones produced by anybody else did not look as good as that one. You know, I've even had a challenging time making a female Sunfire Orange Ghost Stripe as high caliber as the world first male I ever made. Like, I mean, just such a superior example of what it was that it'd be like, shit, man, the only way to really go is like kind of like a little bit backwards, but that's why it then segued into purple. And the more pattern that was there is better in purple animals. You know, there's more to look at.
So check this out, Shane. Like, I have two people who respect each other, right, when it comes to projects. My man D-Ron, you didn't hit the minimum, but I'm gonna let you slide on this. It's a $5.50 minimum to hit the super chat criteria, but D-Ron gets that. He gets the pass because it's D-Ron with the A after the D. D-Ron. But dude, I'm curious because this is a good question. Eric, what is one thing? Like, let's say space didn't matter, time didn't matter.
I'd do the water monitors.
Oh my God, he was quick about that.
I'd get back into it, but
okay. So but like, are we talking about the like? What is that iconic fucking albino water monitor you're working with? The ice.
The ice shit?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Shane? What's one thing Eric What's one thing Eric has that you want to get your hands on?
So obviously is purple SD snow. I mean, it just seeing all that stuff in person. I think even maybe the Motley snow type, Sun Tiger snow, the 50% girl. I think if I had to like walk out of there with one, I'd probably pick that snake. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Flipping the script. What if it was MJ? What would Eric want that MJ has?
Those scrubs.
Damn. Wow.
Damn.
I'd get back in the scrub. Again,
I'll take those Moluccans fast, man. Damn.
Damn. Okay. Let's not include MJ. Listen, at the end of the day, with the influence behind reptile keeping in general, I feel like that's still going to increase because of social media, right?
Yeah.
I want to know some truth behind something, Shane, because, you know, a bird on my shoulder told me that whoever caught that, you had a point, like there was a time and place, and maybe this person's right, because after I just saw what you did on your social media, was there a time and place where you did want to be a huge influencer on YouTube? Like, was that something important to you at one point in your life?
I mean, I tried like to do some of the videos. Like if you saw my YouTube page, I mean, it was, I don't know what's on there, like 12 videos. Well, like one of my first videos, and this is back, I don't even know what year, 2011 or something. It got like 250,000 views. At that time, that was like, holy shit, it went viral. You know, so I got that like glimmer of hope to start doing them. And I want to be able to produce high caliber content. I can't sit right now with the way life is and get enough video coverage and enough of that content out there to do so, or do it in a major scale the way it deserves to be done right. You know, I'm better doing it the way I'm doing it on Instagram and my social media that way. You know, and my presence in the community. You know, I'm not filming a YouTube channel. I'm in the forums, in the community, in it, like daily in it, you know. So I've kind of just said rest to it. I mean, obviously everyone's got, you know, I have a TikTok going and Instagram videos of reels and just small stuff, but no intention of going like major, at least at this point in my life. Being a dad kind of comes first, so I've got a lot of time devoted to that.
Your dad, you got one son and how many daughters?
Two sons.
Two boys sons. And a girl.
2 boys and a girl. Man, I really shoot for that ratio. Because listen, I'm getting my first kid, and I want kids, man. I love kids. I mean, but
I know. Congrats, man. Again.
What if your kids are so into what you're doing where maybe you going the social media route is worth it to you? Because, dude. Energy. Right. Listen, you can't buy our type of energy, Shane. And once
I know,
Shane. Once you're on, you go on, Shane. I gotta tell you, I would easily subscribe and watch all your shit on a weekly basis if you had it. And I gotta tell you, we could use it. Right now, we got Jay Brewer, buddy.
No, I know, man.
And wait, what are your thoughts on the TV series that he's about to have? Honestly, what are your thoughts? Like, does this studio company have the best interest behind what he's doing by the animals, or are we looking at a serious potential Tiger King situation? I want to know right now.
You know, I sadly think just the way I watched him kind of transition out of like the forums in the hobby, in the crowd, you know.
Yeah, not posting any USARC shit, like just anti.
Yeah. Hang on.
This is what I'm saying. Father.
You know,
G.
yeah.
Father.
Yeah,
G.
you know, kids and everyone checking.
You're a G, bro. You're a G. Top G right here.
Really? You know, I was very close with Jay for a while, you know, and we kind of parted ways back then. The show, I do hope gets portrayed the correct way. You know, it's one way it's going to be filmed versus the one way it's going to be seen. That'd be my biggest fear. I don't think Jay wants big snakes to go away. I think that's quite obvious, you know, and I very, very much admire his work ethic and what he's doing and what he's willing to continue to do. I just hope that it doesn't get spun the wrong way. I don't think he would like deliberately portray it against us or to like harm the industry as a whole. I mean, really, at the end of the day, he is very much part of it still.
Yep.
You know, so I just hope the way it's filmed is the way it's seen, and I think we'll be okay.
You think we're gonna have any laws passed from it, like the whole thing with the Tiger King?
You know, I think this is gonna really put large constrictors in everybody's living room, on TV, in a massive, massive way. You know, I would say he has a much larger following outside the retic community. You know, I think the retic community is a very tiny fraction of what he's trying to appeal to, you know? He's appealing.
Shane, what if this leads to Samson? Like, what if these camera people find out who the fuck Samson is? First and foremost, right? But not only that,
right.
Let's think about the understanding how, for the most part, Tiger King was such a hit because how many people weren't even tiger lovers? This is the this is the most Jerry, like fucking, I'm a fish keeper. I keep goldfish and I'm on Netflix and I just saw Tiger King, bro. This right here, but dude, understand Joe Exotics, who was supposed to be the star of the show, they found out the people who hated Joe. What if, and I'm not saying because I want subscribers, but what if they're like, we want to go look for people who fucking don't like this guy Jay. Let's go find somebody who has something to say bad about this guy Jay. Just like Tiger King. Just like Tiger King was all about a fucking dispute between one or the other. There's a lot of people who don't fuck with Jay, bro. There's a lot of I know. Because of missing faces.
Dude,
I'm just telling you.
Dude, I know. I mean, there's a it's I mean, it's why he's really not relevant in the retic groups anymore. You know, a lot of people fell off.
You can't be, bro. Yeah. Like, how can you go somewhere? It's kind of like getting caught stealing, and you want to go back to that place and say, "Hey, can you say I'm a good guy? I know I did this." But no, dude. Like, and I'm talking about, like, bro, Forrest Fanning, rest his soul, right? But you know, the first thing that Forrest did that made me not happy with him was when I went to Jay's place and I went to his breeder room and I saw what I saw and I was so upset. And he was like, "Bro, just let it go." He was telling me to, like, don't make this a big deal. I'm like, what? Like, how? And he's like, "Bro, no matter where you go, you're going to see this shit." I'm like, well, why don't we say something? Like, why don't we say something? It don't matter. But when you're that high, understand, Forrest was there on a business deal. He was trying to convince Jay to go through Cold Blooded Cafe for everything. Yeah. So, of course, he don't want MJ to fucking... So, it makes sense. But I don't care. I'm not a part of that business deal. Like, dude, I fucking love my animals, bro. Like, it's not fair for somebody who even had to get rid of 12 mainland retics who we love because I didn't want a Jay fucking prehistoric pets scenario. I just wanted to be able to take care of my animals, bro. But that's a lot of work. That's what I'm saying. If you have 6 plus mainland clutches, where are those hatchlings going? Where are they going? You're a mill. Sad.
It was a wild time, you know, back then. I mean, it was like Garrett, I don't know. Garrett played a big role in kind of my inside with prehistoric pets for those years. You know, anytime I needed
Garrett came from prehistoric. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, dude,
people have,
But isn't that crazy?
Garrett,
like the number? Hold on, guys. Let's think about this. The number one influencer in the game was Jay's right-hand salesman. This was the guy selling so many snakes, like thousands of snakes for Jay, and he realized, what the fuck am I doing? And did his own thing.
Yeah. So, Jay, do you know any of that history of me and Garrett?
No, I don't. Tell me, please. I'm all ears.
Do you know any of the history of me and Jay?
Do you?
Or no?
Just a little bit.
I want to know. I don't, and I know the 65 people don't. Let's hear it.
No, I mean it's an interesting one. Like, I mean, Jay flew me out to Prehistoric Pets. He flew me and Jake out there one year, and you know, we had like a big retic meetup out in Cali. Prior to that, you know, I was the receiver of all the Prehistoric Pets stuff for the Tinley Park shows. So Jay would ship me $500,000 in retics. You know, I mean, boxes. I'd go to O'Hare Airport, pick up prehistoric pets, shipping order. You know, for Tinley.
You said 500,000, not 500, right?
500, like back in the day, right? $500,000. You know, if you're
half a mil.
Yeah, and I mean, we were very close. We made a good connection, and you know, it was cool for a long while. I mean, you know, it was really cool. I was buying animals from there, and this goes back to like.
What went wrong, Shane?
Man, well, our trip there, you know, really opened up our eyes to everything, you know, you were told too, and it was like, I can't really be part of this, and you know, Garrett was there. You know, and Garrett, yeah. So Garrett also, he stayed with me at Tinley. You know, again, I was close when Garrett was working there. Me and Garrett were the contacts. He'd ship to me. I'd receive the snakes. I'd pick Garrett up from the airport, or I'd pick Jay up from the airport and go. And I mean, Jay's been to my house. You know, like this was years ago when we were close, right? And Garrett too. And me and Garrett I had a Cadillac. We ran it out of gas in the middle of the night, leaving Tinley. We had to push the Cadillac to a gas station. Me and him were like dead. It was like 3 a.m. We were in our hotel room, and you know how Garrett's really. It's all Garrett. When he's going, it's nonstop. And he finally like broke a little bit, and he's like, "I'm leaving Prehistoric Pets."
God bless him.
And I'm like, you're the only thing keeping me there. I said, I will ship back anything and everything I have affiliated with Monday morning. You better be there to pick the box.
In other words, Garrett, if you're out, fuck it, I'm out, is what you said.
Yep. And Monday morning, I mean, it was, you know, that week. It wasn't like Monday morning. I mean, I shipped back. I had snakes on payment plans that luckily, you know, they trusted me enough. I had animals, you know, it was supposed to turn into this big fruition thing, right? Go back, if you could, to 2012. I had the only male SD snow that Corey Browning produced back. Garrett, Eric knows all that shit, man.
A Canadian guy.
Yeah, so
it was Corey Browning.
A Canadian guy?
Corey Browning.
This
Michael
is
Powell, original double het breedings back in fall of 2010.
Wow, that's epic.
So these snakes were like, and Garrett DeMeyer, you know Garrett. I'm sure I drove.
Dude, Garrett, bro, like you're right. So here's Garrett, somebody who's mostly known within the ball python game, but now fuck that. He has a DeMeyer line within the SD game. That's crazy.
So, yep. So basically, I bought the last of Garrett's stuff from his SD stuff, aside from 2 adults. I bought a lot of that stuff. So I got like super heavy into the Super Dwarf world, you know, and this was like in 2011, 2012. And I had gotten that mail. And Eric, do you know what year that snake even was?
The Corey Browning one, or the one?
Yeah.
The Corey Browning. I mean, they made the double hets in January 2011. That might have been either their first or second time making those double hets. So
yeah, I don't know what the like real percentage of Super Dwarf was, but I mean, I imagine
they were high. They were 75.
Pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, 75% Calatoa, 12.5% jam.
God. I wish so bad that those breedings took, but that was in 2012, you know, and I had bred that SD snow to the purple sun or the Sunfire Het purple. So I would have made whatever percentage, you know, over 50% purple Super Dwarf Sunfire Het snows in 2012 or 13. And I had gotten a 75% purple SD Tiger Het snow from Garrett, and the plan was, since the Sunfires had never been made, was to do a trade, right?
Yeah.
He had only one of one, and I was producing only one of one. Well, the negotiation turned out to be like wanted 2 pairs to his one. I'm like, it didn't sit well, so I declined. And then that's when it just went. And then Garrett leaving, sent everything back, and it was just kind of. We literally shook hands and parted ways. He met me on layover at O'Hare Airport, and we had a meeting. We sat down and literally shook hands and parted ways.
So Shane, check this out. And obviously,
Yeah.
Eric, I mean, how many times have you guys felt so solid about somebody maybe, and then you find something else out, and you're like, fuck, like, this isn't the case.
Yeah.
How do you pivot from there? So what I'm trying to say is, what was your mental thought on Jay after that? Like, after initially this happened with Garrett and you're going through this transition on, okay, now I got to get these back to Jay and stuff like that. I mean, like, did that really fuck with your mental state for a second there? Like, I'm confused, guys.
Yeah.
It's kind of like weird, right? It's such a curveball.
It was like, kind of like the hero, and you're like, man, this kind of
the villain
isn't all that cool, but
no.
I hate also talking on something that I have no idea what the conditions are or are not, or what they are now. I have not ever been back,
Wait, conditions as far as what?
Whatever Prehistoric Pets is about now. I mean, I don't know his activity in the reptile community in retics.
It's zero.
I know, so I don't even know what
his activity. Shane is putting out YouTube content, which doesn't it's content that does not have any of the reptile keepers like attention. It's all about the outsider shock. It's like that fucking, like, okay, you guys seen that Indonesia shit on, like, oh my God, this retic attacked 6 puppies and they it's to that fucking extent. It's all staged.
I know this is maybe like petty. It's just for me, so I could just have no distractions. I've had them kind of blocked on every platform, so I don't see it. I don't know.
You physically blocked this guy?
Well, yeah, I got nothing to do with anything he's doing, so I have no reason to. Same thing with, you mentioned Samson. We exist in parallel universes. Just
like everything else does. Just like everything else in this world that's fucking doing its part, and then there's that fucking piece of shit version. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what's fucking crazy is, what does it take for somebody to be really 86th from this industry? I don't fucking know. You could drown puppies, kill puppies. You could fucking be the worst piece of shit human on this earth and still go to a reptile show in Bend and sell a snake. That's what scares me, bro. And
it's a strange one, man.
And there's people who back that up. There are Samson supporters out there. I don't know how. Okay, like, I get why there's Rodney supporters, and I know Rodney's I know he's a fucking, like, but I understand at the end of the day, Rodney comes from a place where he's kind of not missing. Like, it's kind of extreme. Like, he puts out shit to where if you never even know what he's about, it's like, whoa. But Rodney's the only one that can do what he does. If you hang tight, if you hang on, and you just wait a couple more Rodney posts, it all makes sense.
Yep. You got to know Rodney for a lot of years to really be like, whoa, like, oh, all right.
It scares me to ever bring Rodney on. It scares me to ever bring Rodney on, but I'm going to. It's going to be a show, I can tell you that much, man. And Eric Lee needs to be here.
You should have me and Rodney on. I'd be so curious. I haven't talked to Rodney, like, kind of one-on-one really in a long time. And again, I don't know his opinion of me. I think we have just a mutual respect for each other. We really don't interact. He's producing Indo and Orange Glow stuff, and the Turnate stuff that caught my, attention. He's always produced awesome shit, right? I mean, it's not a question of that.
It isn't that quite the same, though. The work you put in talks for what you're doing, right?
Bingo.
Rodney is somebody where he's allowed to be this outlandish because of his fucking work.
Exactly. And that's
Rodney's resume is so official. Like, bro, Turnate, real Turnate shit.
Yeah.
He has somebody in the biggest name of the SC game calling shit that's not turnate. So I would be mad too. But that's a percentage of Rodney's fucking out. Like Rodney has a lot of shit. And I God bless anyone who brings him to a live platform where he unleashes everything. Because
it's crazy. I've seen it. I've seen it so much.
That's gonna be some like faces of death shit. Like seeing some shit like a monkey getting his brains eaten out of, and you're like, what? I'm 6 years old. That's the kind of shit I'm scared about with Rodney, bro. I'm not joking.
It's one of those situations.
Bro, we've had conversations. And it scares me. He's like, MJ, can I talk about this? And I go, no. That's like, and then he'll tell you why he could talk about it, and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It's, dude, no wonder he is the way he is. It's because
get us on here. I bet you'd have a awesome viewing count for that one.
Listen, I've already had my sponsorships attacked once this year. I don't want to. I'm so terrible.
I don't think it would go bad. I have not had
that bad.
I've had no bad interactions with him and no bad blood with him as far as I really know. I mean, I don't know what he says or what he doesn't say about me. If he does, usually people. Again, like you said, Rodney's resume.
Rodney has his favorites, bro. Rodney does not waste time. Not that you're wasting
time,
but I don't think.
No, I know. He has his few.
You're not an issue to Rodney. Rodney has issues to things that are issues to what he's doing. That's why he gets mad. The turnate shit, the locality shit is his fucking life.
That's his baby.
Bro, that's baby, bro.
I know.
That's like, bro, your ice. That's like your ice shit being watered down by some fucking piece of shit dog killer, and you're like, no. That doesn't fly.
But Rodney doesn't have to. He doesn't even almost need to fight. What's the point of fighting for it? His name's already stamped in that book.
Because
his work speaks for itself. You know, his work speaks for itself. It's good.
It shows because Samson's still relevant, bro. There are Samson supporters out there, bro. It don't make sense, bro.
I always
disgusting. That's like saying you're inbred. I'm sorry. That's like the same. Like that's like you convince me I'm cool with you after you just married your sister. That's how I feel about that. That's dude. You kill dogs, I kill you. That's just how it works in my head. I don't want nothing to do with you. Fuck you. I'm done. But yet again, here he is relevant. Like, and I don't know, man. I just don't know. What does it take? Even you, Eric. What does it take for somebody to really get to the name where they're 86th?
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
In the retic world, I mean,
it does, especially in the retic world.
Backdoor deals where people talk shit in public and make deals on behind closed doors. Unfortunately,
they're always going to sell shit. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's piece of shit they are. And the reason why this is such an issue is because of people like you, Eric Lee, Garrett Hartle, myself, who are working closely by these animals to get them strategically smaller because of where they're from. Naturally, these are how small they are because what we've done. This guy's the opposite of that. He's a con artist, bro.
Well, let here talk about that for a minute. Breeding them to be smaller. I've noticed there's been this like massive outrage of people like, what do you mean you're breeding them smaller? What are you doing to them?
No.
The same thing of like the same people to argue about growing them too big, too fast, too huge, or they think like you're starving them, they're too small, they're not healthy. But you said in the beginning of this, an unhealthy reptile is not going to reproduce.
No.
Yep.
And conditions, sometimes conditions are debatable. If you keep an animal really wild and naturalistic, they may be just perfectly fine prolific breeders. But there is a happy medium somewhere that everyone needs to set in and settle into, you know, of like, where do you want your collection? Where do you want your animals to be? What are you trying to produce? You know, what animals do you want your name attached to, right? So if it's a lot of times guys get shunned out if they're like, oh, look, this one snake hatched out and it's 30 grams and I know in 5 years I'm going to make the smallest this and that. It's hard for anyone to really believe you because you've got really nothing backing that up, no longevity to it. So it's a matter of putting in the work generation after generation after generation, and proving, truly proving, what you're saying is right.
So
I'm plugging my charger in. Hang on.
Shane, we were talking about earlier about cherry picking, right?
Yep.
And I do know about the Super Dwarf game. From what I know, I think if I'm really focused about Super Dwarfs, the morphs are important, but I kind of want the most smallest thing out of that clutch. And what I mean by that is because, I mean, that's something for me to work off of.
Yeah.
Eric, this snake is over a year old. It's a 50% Super Dwarf.
Yeah.
Pretty small, right? Like consider being a 50%. But that's kind of how it goes sometimes. You got things that are smaller than others.
Yeah.
And if you're working on keeping things smaller, you keep the smallest ones of the clutch.
But at the end of the day, it's like that's not happening overnight. People accuse, others of, hey, you picked the smallest out of the clutch at a week old or at a month old. Like that shit's not happening, period. Yeah, if you kept the whole clutch back a year, then you pick the smallest, great. But saying that you can do that from the get-go is just fucking ridiculous.
Now, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Well, with like my OGS project, I tried to post a picture a couple days back of kind of where I started with my first clutch that made my first visual OGS, and my female, after laying eggs, fit in a 16-quart tub. I mean, she was a very, very tiny animal, and she laid 0 slugs, and I got my OGS animal out of that and raised and grew and took that into my already established purple sunfire stuff and made my hets and continued to work to keep large sample sizes of holdbacks, 5 or 6 of the same animal.
So you can cherry pick.
And narrow it down over the course of a year or a year and a half to really which animals are the right animals to breed to continue to progress the overall project or the overall goal. You've got to think like 3 or 4 seasons ahead, if you want to continue to stay on top of your project.
Or you got to think, period. Like you just got to fucking think about what you're doing, and what we do takes time. Like if we have a certain goal behind a hatchling, we better be thinking 3-4 years down the road. We can't be thinking about fucking next year. Like next year's already done. Like it's.
Yeah, it is. Next year is done. And with how fast everything is moving, your male, and this probably is the same, or it probably has been the same way for ball pythons, like your male has 1 season and he's retired. Yeah. Because if you have not produced a better male that is immediately coming up immediately behind that male's season, you will have lost the next season.
Yeah.
With how many people are breeding, and it's this is kind of to the water monitors, croc monitors again. People are learning.
Yep.
People are learning because other people are setting a big example, and I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to not share with you. Again, I'll give you all the skill in the world. If I know, it's going to take you outworking me in that project to beat me.
Oh, good luck.
Yep. Well, only I know how hard I work. So if someone beats me, I will give them more credit than they will even get their own self. I will praise them like no other. If you've beat me to something I've been trying to do, you deserve it. You've earned that. And I work very hard, and I'll be, very hard pressed to really be beat at too much more in exactly what I'm working on. And and that comes from a very humble place, but I've spent a lot of time building that and being able to get to that point where every breeding I have is going to have at least 1 world's first in there, unless I purposely plan to add in different genes that I must take that sidestep,
But I mean, let's think about the biggest probably issue with the Super Dwarf game would kind of be the same issue in the ball python game, is somebody trying to go from 0 to 100, right? Like they want to go from like, I just came into this, I saw a Justin Kabelka video and I want to make that, right? So what do? They drop money into that, right?
Yep.
But let's paint the perfect picture scenario where, guess what? Not only do you invest into that project that you want to be ahead on, but you just fucking you just made that snake. Now you made that snake. Who the fuck's gonna pay you the top money for that snake when you're a nobody? Like, you have not put in any kind of work or credibility behind this shit. So
it's hard.
But that's a part of the rat race too. Like, you got so many people dumping money into a project because so and so makes this off of it. But this has been put in so many years of work where they have people who believe in it. Who the fuck are you?
Right. Well, I mean, you asked me like the ball python game. Nobody really knows. I'm not like a ball python breeder. I don't have ball pythons for sale, but that whole Kraken project, I enjoy it. I really like it. I enjoy saying the Kraken project in my post because it's sure, if you want to use trendy, it's popular, it's sought after. It grabbed my attention. So now I became a customer, and now I have my ball python project going. But it's not like I bought into it so I could beat competition with Justin. There's not you know, it's just I value, you know,
there is no comp. You know damn well,
right?
Even if Shane was like, I want to be number one in the ball python game, you ain't gonna outdo Justin, buddy. Like,
there's no way. No,
there's no way. But
there's no way.
But you could still be number one. Here's the thing. Just because you can't outdo somebody on certain things doesn't mean you won't be the number one talked about person about shit that you're doing. And that's the beauty about what Justin does. He gives you fucking little crumbs. He'll give you like, hey, hey, assholes who are fucking just shitting money on me. Here, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. And you either take that advice or you don't take that advice. And by the way, Justin, I called you guys assholes. It's not Justin. I'm just saying he's never said that about you guys ever. I'm just saying.
No,
it's how the game works. It
is. It's moving fast, man. It's moving fast, and you once you grab your followers' attention, you better hold the fuck on to that hard. You know, I've spent a lot of money redoing, similar to like Eric, you know, expanding big time to keep up with the lucrative profile of a reptile breeder in the current times. Gone are the days our 20-gallon tanks in someone's basement with a heat rock. You have to have you have to hold a high standard. Again, it's comes from a very humble place, but like, if you're gonna do it, just do it right. There's no room really not to do it right in the industry we're in now. Buy a RHACS system from a guy who builds RHACS in your industry. Buy pigs from a guy in your industry that breeds pigs. Buy your bedding from, you know, Megan Kelly because she's selling bedding now. Support your inner circle group of friends in the industry, and the whole thing. It's like a giant building, you know, together. Everyone's growing together. Just it's alliances too. At the end of the day, like you mentioned, you know.
But you know how deeper it is than just alliance is because guys, we haven't. I mean, I'm not trying to include myself in your guys' alliance, but I feel like No, Shane, I feel like we're boys, right? But what if tomorrow, Eric Lee, or no, fuck Eric Lee, I'm going to put myself in this. Let's say tomorrow I have cancer, okay? Let's say tomorrow there's something that's about to happen to me that makes everything that we're doing something that, like, is it even fucking, does it, at the end of the day, are you doing something that really matters to your life? Like, is it this important to you? I feel like to you, Shane, you get cancer, you're going out breeding, motherfucker. Like, Shane is going out SC Constrictor. Eric Lee going out the SC Snow King. It is what it is. Oh, what is he doing? Oh my!
That shit's. I got it tattooed on me, bro. I'm about it, man. I'm about it.
Hey, bro. Honestly, I get a cancer that's gonna take me out. I'm going out on the podcast with my animals, bro.
I'm going hard, man.
It don't matter.
I'll go so hard. So hard.
That's why you should do what you do, because you love. Fuck the next person over to you. Do it because of you. Nobody else wakes you up out of bed but you. You wake yourself up out of bed. So if you're waking up out of bed to be someone else's fucking dream or life, you ain't waking up, motherfucker. You're sleeping.
These animals make me a better father, a better husband, a better friend, a better best friend. I heard you say it where my beginning of my life was real fucked up, and my reptiles, like you had said, kept me home. They kept me here. They kept me accountable. They kept me responsible. I was a provider. That was it. You know, I lost my parents real young. You know, I was on my own at 17. You know, and thank you. You know, and I look back at it and I've found the appreciation in it. That's a unique word.
Shane, I want to compliment something you just said, because what gave me goosebumps was the sound check of the show and you kissing your kids and letting them know, are you guys good? Are you good? Because daddy's about to go to work. And that there, it gave me like a fucking man, because guess what? Once my child's born, it's all about my kid, right? But daddy has to work. Shane, you had to do this. Shane, you had to do this podcast, bro. I'm sorry, but this podcast is so important either right now or at some point in the Retic community, bro.
Yeah.
Because you are the most relevant motherfucker in the Retic game.
Thank you.
No,
thank you.
Thank yourself. Don't thank me. I'm just calling it how I'm seeing it, buddy. You are fucking dude, you're doing this shit.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying hard, you know, and I think I owe my wife a lot for that too. She was and always,
Let's go.
See, she's probably sleeping up there.
Yes, is all everything. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be worried about my wife. Are you fucking kidding me? No.
So here, the beginning. When my mom was still alive, I lost my dad when I was 13, and it was me and my mom until she was 17, or till I was 17. She passed away when I was 17. I had retics as a kid. She wrote me. I still have notes, permission slips to go to pet stores to buy snakes and turtles and newts and all that shit.
That's fun. What a mother.
When I was 17, I had to move out, and my wife's girlfriend at the time, dad took me in a spare bedroom, and I moved in with retics. Dude, I fucking had snakes. And at one point I had a snake get out of his house, and he's like, you have to get rid of these animals. And these were 2004, 2002, and I had a 1999 het albino from Prehistoric Pets. This was fucking history stuff. This is when Patrick Powers worked at Prehistoric Pets. I don't even know if anybody even knows who the fuck that is. So, you fast forward, I had to sell them by force because I was in a predicament. I could not change that. And at 19, I moved out, bought a condo, and I bought retics real fast. And my wife, girlfriend at the time, it was a 1-bedroom condo, and I said, well, the only place for cages is the kitchen. And I had a fucking stack of vision cages, floor to ceiling, right next to my fridge.
In the kitchen, bro. Where you fucking serve food. That's a real one, bro. You kidding me?
Yep. She let it fucking happen, dude. She let me do it. I've been with her for 21 years, since we were 15.
I thought you just turned 21. I'm confused.
Shit. She's real, man. Yeah.
Shay, you look really young. I understand there's a younger version of you because I just saw your fucking 2011 video.
Oh, I know, dude. That's why I grew a beard, so at least I look older.
Shay, you look young, bro. But you're like, honestly, bro, like your future is so goddamn on your side. And what I mean by on your side, it's going the direction Shane wants to go. And that's creating epicness. Like Shane, I gotta tell you, buddy, not only Eric Lee, I got names out there who mention you, who have so much high respect on what you're doing. Like, bro, I've had people reach out to me surprised how openly you were to do my podcast originally. Like, they were like, dude, I only fuck with your podcast because you brought Shane on. And I'm not joking. I'm not fucking joking. Dang. So, Shane.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that big time, man. I love hearing that because all it does is reinvigorate, really reinvigorate me big time for the next for the next long time. I've got a lot in me. I've still got quite a lot in me, and a lot of big goals and a lot of really precise goals that I've kind of laser focused down into and streamlined to work towards. And, you know, both in water monitors and retics, you know, just, I got a lot left in the tank, if that is the right way to say it. So
check this out. You want to know something different about all of us right now? Mainly you guys, because you guys have been putting in shit in the tank a lot longer than I have. I came into the game 2017, okay? You guys a lot longer. But the thing about the people you guys want to be, that are those people right now, are probably the people with the most worst skeletons in their closet. Okay? So what I'm saying is, the people that are old as fuck, like the old heads that are still lingering, and I will say this not only because he's my friend, but minus Barcheck. Minus Barcheck, all those other heads, they're a fucking cancer to this goddamn industry because they don't give a fuck. They're going out old, greedy, fuck you. I want my money, and I don't give a shit about anything else. I will fuck every customer after customer after customer. You guys, I could totally see being 70 years old, still not fucking people over. So that's the difference. That's the difference of this generation that's going to be the older generation at some point versus the generation now. Because the generation now, bro, let's be honest. Let's tally up all the old motherfuckers in the game right now. And all of them are piece of shits. They are fucking piece of shits. Okay? They don't give a fuck about USARC. They're not fighting for some serious rights. They don't care about leaving a legacy, but we do. So this is the difference. We are that. I'm not calling us old, Eric. I'm not calling us old. But at some point, we are going to be old. We are going to be the older generation. And guess what? I won't be a piece of shit other than me saying the word fuck because your daughter heard it. Yeah. But fuck is a word, and my son's going to hear it too. Fuck. I'm sorry. Yeah,
we say fuck a lot. You'll see. The first kid, you don't say fuck a lot. Third kid, second kid, it's you're it's all over, man.
I can't wait to be that hypocrite, man. But listen, I got a wrap-up question before we let you go.
Yes, okay? Yes.
I pride myself on one thing, Eric. Having a 50% super dwarf featured this chill on my microphone. Pretty proud about that. Not gonna lie.
Solid.
But also, check this out. I'm a big influencer of people who come into this game hearing my podcast, and their influence is one species, but that one species equals the next species, equals the next species. So what do you have to say to anybody in this game who's been in this game for only about 2 years and they want retics? No matter what they hear, no matter what is said, they want to somehow be a help to the retic community. How do you advise them to get into the game?
Man, that's a heavy one.
I mean, 2 hours is
so
heavy.
If you are going to get into the retic game and enter into, we're talking entering into the breeding pool of keepers,
or you know, no, time out. Honestly, no, because my heart really feels like the pet keeping side is the future of this. I really do.
Yeah,
I really do.
Well,
so let's try to complement both if we can.
I'll give the advice I took myself when I first got into retics. All I bought was males to learn about them, keep them, interact with them, and determine if that snake in particular would be an animal I'd be interested in potentially breeding. Some people get in with the intention of breeding and they buy a pair. And if you buy a pair of animals as a baby, 99% of the time you are not breeding that pair together ever. You will never have that male and that female in 5 years to breed. You'll have a different male. You do a whole project by then. So if someone's going to get in, buy one and do not buy another one for at least 6 months. And this plays into the breeders that are choosing to stay relevant. If that person's willing to listen to you and wait 6 months, you better be there in 6 months to provide them a better, stronger pair animal to pair with their first purchase. Keep people moving along in the industry and don't sell them dead end shit. you know, I think the customers will do their own research and they can see who's out there now, but I will sell anybody all the ingredients in the world if I make it available. It's up to them to do the work. I've helped every single person that's bought something from me pretty much to the point of breeding them, those animals themselves and beyond. And that's
pause. Shane, pause.
Yeah. Yes.
Eric. And guess what? He's empty. Okay, so this ain't that he ain't talking off the bottle. I'm just saying.
All right.
Eric, can you confidently say that everybody you sold to him with the best interest? Like whatever is it they were asking about, you said this is what I can provide. Like and the best.
Either the best I can ever
or what I have
provide, or I'll send them to the person that has something better or something comparable, or you know.
But if it leaves your possession, it's the best that you could give this person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I don't do B grades and all that crazy shit, discounts.
And guess what, Shane? If you live by that, you could never go wrong. Yeah. You could never go wrong. Mark Bailey, not even a retic guy. Mark Bailey's a fucking. You know who Mark Bailey is? OG ball python guy in the game. Oh,
I got my Enchi freeway breeder mail from Mark.
So Mark Bailey has told me so many things. Like he's mentioned names. He's like, and I'll say, fuck it. He's like, yeah, you know Kevin McCurley? Yeah, I know Kevin McCurley. I know Kevin McCurley for this many years because I've never done business with him. And then he kept naming off others' names. And what's crazy is if you really want to keep a friendship with somebody, you never do business with that person, in a sense, right? Or
I'll vouch for that a lot.
Right. Or you're careful by it. But at the end of the day, you stand by who you support, money or whatever. And the thing is, Mark Bailey is not a social media guy. So he's not going to support you by following or liking your shit. He's going to support you by giving you money. Right. So the thing is, okay. So Kevin McCurley, Brian Barczyk, people that I fuck with who have shit on their name, he's saying that I have no problem with any of these guys because I've never done business with them. So that's why is that? Because think about it. Okay, think about how many people does Canova do business with, or even Garrett Hartle. Like think about how many people they really want to reach out to the most non-named person and do business with. It doesn't happen. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't happen. It does not happen.
I mean, you're saying like who's going to reach out to Kevin versus just a smaller breeder?
No, I'm saying in general, right? Like the smaller breeder will never. Okay, rewind that. What I'm saying is there are big breeders that are big enough to have enough shit on their name to where I've never been a victim of that shit that they're being accused of because I've never done business with them.
Right. I get what you mean.
Like I'm not smart enough. Like I like what they do, but once you support them, but you're not their clientele. It's kind of like that saying, right? Like, would you ever have your best friend become your roommate? Because your best friend that might be your friend that has nothing to do with financial situations might be your friend who you have to rely on for money, and now that money is not there no more. You understand that? You understand that risk? That's a risk, right?
Right.
Mark Bailey's that guy to always tell me never to take that risk. Don't even dabble in that shit. Don't. And that's just however you want to take it, regardless. If you don't have a good feeling about something, don't dabble into it.
Right.
And if you don't dabble into it, there's no hard feelings.
Yeah. So, I mean, that goes in a lot of aspects.
Mark Bailey has nothing bad to say about nobody because he's never done business with the wrong person. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And that's to be an old head to say that. I mean, bro, how many mistakes do we make as people? We all do business with the wrong people, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, especially retic guys. People have come in hard and heavy, and you think you're going to get to know them because they're going to be playing in your field now. They bought into a high project and you thought it was all cool, and then you're like, ooh,
we're gone.
You know, and they fall off quick and they bail out of the hobby faster than they came in.
I'm gonna bring some straight not confident, but some straight concrete, like what is the what's that person who collects inventory? Who's that? What's that person's name? They come and collect inventory like an auditor. Okay. Auditor. I'm gonna
the auditing team.
I'm gonna audit this shit right now because at the end of the day, you, Shane, believe in what you work with, right?
Yeah.
Right? So when it comes to you even having to thinking about who can I share what I love to somebody else, it's almost like an interrogation type of thing. Like you're very strategic on who you do business with and who you don't do business with, right?
Yeah, I mean, I want to. I guess it's the same with really anyone. You want to attract a certain customer as well, right?
Yeah,
like the people.
Okay, but here's the thing: customers is something you always have because customers that inquiry. Like, but I'm talking about the other person breeding on your level. I'm talking about a strategic business plan,
like alliance,
like an alliance, like the alliance, right?
It is.
You want to know the biggest problem? We want to know the biggest problem with an alliance right now is no other person on Jay's level is stepping up and saying Jay is not the person to represent this industry. They stay quiet. The upper, bigger leaguers protect each other. That's the fucking problem, bro. Like Donnie, Donnie, the guy who puts out content for Nerd, even he. You want to know why I would fuck with Donnie? Because I know Donnie knows what's right and what's wrong, and he ain't too happy about this new TV series. So, of course, he made a video about it, and guess what? It got taken down.
Yeah.
It got taken down.
Well, it's terrifying to see what happens.
Why did it get taken down, Shane?
Nobody wants to hear the truth.
No, I'll tell you the truth. One phone call from Jay to Kevin. That's it. That's all it took.
Yeah.
And let's take it down. You know, dude, I respect Donnie because, yeah, as much as you want to fucking hate on the guy, he puts a lot of effort behind the shit that he puts out. Like it or not, it's real. I don't give a fuck. But I love the fact that he was like, dude, if this is the next Tiger King, which I'm saying, so now it's deleted, bro. Just be ready. The whole reptile community, be fucking ready for this shit. You want Netflix? Netflix is about to hit you guys in the face right now. It's gonna be heavy, bro. It's scary.
It is. That's why I say the way it's filmed versus the way they actually portray it and show it. You know, I think that's out of even Jay's hands once he starts filming.
But why?
If he knows he's.
But what is Jay? He gets a check, bro. You think Jay?
I know.
Sign the paper.
I know. Bro. Yeah, it'll be. Yeah. It doesn't matter anymore because they got the check. Right.
Jay thinks he runs SoCal. If it's anything Hollywood, animal collaborating wise, it has to go through Jay. I know this for a fact. because Barcheck has plugs in LA. Okay? And if Barcheck has a collab to do in LA, Jay tries to get in that way of it. Jay don't give a fuck because all Jay has is his platform, his million of followers. He does not have his animals to hold his credibility. He don't give a fuck about that no more. All he cares about is the goddamn influencing team on Instagram loving him, YouTube loving him. The guy is so caught up in a goddamn you want to talk about rappers who sell their soul to the devil? This is a fucking reptile keeper who sold himself to the devil. This guy is a piece of shit. And mark my words. Okay, he's a fucking Eric. Don't laugh. He's a piece of.
I bet Eric's like.
And you know what sucks is I love his daughters. Yeah. He has daughters who are good. I met them. They're good people, and I hate this because I don't wish death on nobody. But
it's hard to see it.
If I could put Barcheck's cancer on somebody else, I would. That's all I gotta fucking say, and that's what makes me so passionate. Yeah, geez, right? But it shouldn't be Barcheck going out. Shouldn't be Barcheck going out. Nope. I don't give a fuck. It shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be Jay to have a fucking TV series. Disgusting. Are you kidding me?
It's going to be real scary to see what happens from that because it's going to, there's not a lot of people out there with tigers, right, to get affected by the Tiger King, but everyone's got a reptile.
About the Tiger King now. Think about Joe Exotics. It's major. It's huge. Now there's Jay Brewer Exotics. I hope you're happy. Go enjoy it.
Yeah, he got what he set out to get.
And
I'll tell you that.
He's going out the way Forrest called it. He's milking the game. He's like, fuck everybody. I'm going to milk you. Fuck the new keeper. Fuck you. Jay is saying, fuck you. I'm going to go out cashed out. I'm going to make so much money off Hollywood and make you guys look miserable and not do jail time like Joe Exotics. I know I'm wrong.
Damn.
Am I on point? I know I'm on point. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, just strap up, be ready, because it's very unfortunate, but understand the people that I also fuck with at a sense, they also poke pig. Like everything I talk about Jay, there's people who still love Jay. I could sit here and say everything I say about what I have to feel about him, but people will still fucking support him because that's the way the cookie crumbles. Why the fuck is Slytherin still Slytherin? Because that's the way the cookie crumbles. I guess there's not enough fucking dog lovers out there. Like think about that, right?
But that happened when it all came out. Everybody exiled, but he just stayed. You know, like Jay got ran out of the retic world. No one bought from Jay. You were you would dare post your new pickup from Prehistoric Pets. So
is that a flex? Bro.
No, at one point that was the biggest flex.
Yeah.
And then it was like, then you were embarrassed.
Right. But think about the people, bro. Like, I know people, like, understand what I went through. I couldn't wait to share with people I was close enough because I want to let them know, like, bro, I just saw something I wish I would have never saw. And they told me, well, you know what I did when I visit Jay's place? I burned my clothes.
This is how I met Megan. That's how I met Megan Kelly at Prehistoric, and same thing. Megan bounced. I mean, it and me and Megan are still very close. I mean, I'm sure you're aware of that. You know, Eric too.
Megan is so nonchalant. Like Megan really rides what her animals give her, and she's happy with that. She doesn't fake the persona. Like Megan's a badass chick working with anacondas. How can you go wrong, right? But she does make herself relevant by putting videos out there, just handling them. She's not fucking getting bit. She's not fucking like, oh, okay, there's maybe a couple videos of her getting bit, but like, that's not like her attention. Like, she's just a badass working with big snakes. That's all you gotta be. That's all you gotta be, dude. Be a badass person working with snakes. Why do you have to be the extreme part? Because of the money.
I mean, it's that's like you said, you sell out to the camera for like YouTube for me or something. Like that's not why I want to really do it. I mean, if I've done a presentation at Lincoln Park Zoo with some of the animals. I've had the animals at the kids' schools. You know, I've had, obviously in the neighborhood, in the area I live in, I'm the reptile guy, right? So a lot of people know me, and obviously my kids active in the schools and bringing the animals and it bringing the community in and living in my own little world. And I let, I'm in my little globe and people see what I do. And if they want to participate and they want to buy into that or be part of that, I support them and as well. You buy something from me or you support my business, I'm there, and I'm there to support you and that animal for the whole time. I can go back for every single photographed breeding record to 2011, 2009, everything, every picture of every snake I've ever hatched, every breeding I've ever done. People ask me for stuff. I got it. I got whatever you want. It's people, you've got to stand out and set yourself apart from everyone else who's trying to do the same thing.
And even as hard as that sounds to do, because dude, think about how scary that is. Like, there are things that you feel like, oh my God, this is a trend. I can't be the outsider, but hold on. If you think doing water changes once a week is wrong, then step the fuck up and do something. That is wrong.
Right.
Say something. Right. Okay? Hello? You don't have to be a fucking no, dude. Our job is to do what's best by the animals. Okay? Yeah. If you're out here and you can't even take care of yourself, then don't be a fucking animal influencer. Step away. Figure it out a little bit. My headphones might be getting dead here. We've blown through them. We have a roundup. Listen,
Yeah.
We typically aren't supposed to do an hour. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Dude, we got to do monitors next.
We will relax. Okay, I get it. Okay, ice monitors. I love it. But Shane, at the end of the day, I did give you a wrap-up question. But I do want to say, before we signed off tonight, anyone out there who's always been a supporter of yours, right? Like, no matter where we're at in this industry, but people, dude, we had just shy of 100 people tonight, okay? I want to hear from you. What do you have to say? Anyone out there who's been supporting you? What do you have to say? Anyone out here who's fucking with you? Anyone who believes in what you had to say tonight? What's your message to them?
Everybody and anyone that supported me, you know, I do truly, truly appreciate all of it from the start. And I do plan to continue to do my part in the industry, you know, with the animals, supporting USARC, supporting other people within our industry. You know, and I am going to continue to, of course, push the envelope and push the genetics and the breeding projects. And I am listening to a lot of the people. A lot of people want me to start producing super dwarfs and start producing different things. And I've got what I've got established, and I'm starting to listen and do that for them.
This fool did this during the podcast? Like, when did you post this? I'm confused.
Dang, I posted that 2 hours ago.
But we've been on the show for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I posted it right before we got on.
Oh my God, Shane. Okay, at the end of the day, if I want to get my hands on some real deal SC Constrictor retic shit, how do I get a hold of that? What's the best way to get your shit, bro?
Instagram, SC Constrictors is where I am most active on it. That is like the daily real-time stuff. I've got that breeding right there should produce, hopefully, God willing, 2 world's first, an orange glow ghost stripe and an orange glow sunfire orange ghost stripe. And that right there is the epitome of my existence in this hobby right now, is making the best of that. So I'm trying to do right by the animals, lizards, and snakes. And I still got a long way to go. I'll keep hoping. I hope I set a good example for some of the younger people or younger guys coming in.
I'm old, bro. You said example for me. Are you kidding me? Like, come on.
Well, no, it's, you know, most people are it's very hard to say it humbly, but I'm trying to do it right by the animals, and I'm trying to do it right by the industry. I've made lifelong friends in this hobby, and my animals do support themselves, which is typically anyone's end game, but takes a very long time. So if you're going to get in, it's a slow process. Just hang on for the ride.
Hey, listen, one favor to ask you, Shane, because I got one of these, but I got somebody I would really love to hook up. Can I get one of these shirts? Can I get can I get one floating epicness shirt for this guy right here?
Yeah.
Right.
I can't see it back here. Where are we at?
Eden's
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get you. Well, I'll see you on Friday, at least Friday night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You best believe it, Shane.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane. Understand this is one of many rounds of you coming on this podcast, but probably potentially one of the most legendary Trap Talk podcasts with you on it. Is
Thank
with this
you.
guy right now. But it's a wrap for Shane. SC Constrictors, floating epicness, bro. Wrap it up. Let's go.
Have a good night, man.
Thanks, guys. I'll call you later, Eric. See you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. Have a good night, man.
2.5 hours.
Dude, that was epic, bro. Can you
That's good
believe
shit.
that? Thank you guys who tuned in. I mean, shit, like I said, 70 plus people tapped in the entire time. Get the likes up. This is something that's not going to stop, because the retic world is something that needs to be talked about. Because at the end of the day, like, Shane wasn't wrong. Like, we could get these retics small enough to where they could be attainable. Like, you don't have to like we're going on over a year on this snake, and yeah, it deserves a lot of space. But let's just say you're just a keeper enjoying the snake. Let's just say breeding is not important. Keep it for what it is. We have something good here, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is a gold mine. This snake has not moved. It hasn't moved. It hasn't moved. Look at it. 50% super dwarf. Its mom is over 12 feet. She's huge.
Yep.
But doesn't mean she's going to be 12 feet,
Nope.
right?
It's slow and steady. There's no, at the end of the day, her genetics are her genetics. If she's going to get big, she'll get big, So You can
Eric?
try to control it, but it's going to grow however big it's going to get.
Yeah, but I mean, like even your smallest super dwarfs that you hatch out, it's not like you're purposely feeding them under. Like
No.
you like you don't.
They're not going to do good.
You feed them what they're able to feed. So if they speed up in a size, then you up the size,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But it's not like you're starving them.
No.
So people don't understand that. Like
No, they think it's based on our food regimen, but if you're feeding them like every week consistently, like if they're going to get big, they'll get big.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do.
I do want to say we're probably about a month or so away from our clutch.
Give or take, yeah, I think,
April 20th
or something.
Yeah.
First, second week of April.
What are we looking to hold back? I mean, let's talk about some seriousness, because platinum 100% anery to a marble tiger head anery, right? You, from what I understand, you've never made a marble tiger platinum anery ever.
Not yet.
Okay. We have 42 chances of hitting that, technically.
Oh, we're gonna have at 42. You figure even just a head anery stuff, you're gonna have 10 aneries in it, give or take, if you play the numbers. So, I mean, and everything else is codom, so ups to odds.
I think hanging out with you enough, you made me realize and understand stuff that could be questionable anery is actual anery, but you don't know until you know. But there's traits, like there's the eyes, there's the mouth. There are some things to consider.
No, the hardest thing is if you're unsure, just call it, a pos head, because at the end of the day,
or just keep it.
Keep it, then you'll know for sure down the road. But at the end of the day, like all the head to a head anery stuff, if I'm not sure, I just call it pos head. And if the buyer gets one that turns out to be a visual, hey, this is icing on the cake for him. Because that extra $500 or $1,000, it's not worth me saying, hey, it's a visual. Oh shit, it didn't turn out.
How much visual anery stuff should we hold back?
Just depends what your long game is,
No, I'm talking about us. I'm obviously my long game is your long game, bro.
Just
like I'm following you, Eric. So what are we anery wise? If we hit anything anery, what could we hit anery that we're gonna hold back? Besides the whole kit and caboodle, which is the tiger marble
personally,
platinum
I think
marble.
anery platinum stuff looks amazing.
Right.
And anything visual anery will help you down the road, because if you're shooting for snows, you run anything snow pos head aneries or just an albino, you're gonna make double heads from the get go.
Right.
But
what are some stuff that you might even have available now for anybody? Like, do you have any stuff that's?
I have my marble snow clutch hatching next month. Then
wow.
What else do I have?
What's the percentage on that?
Those would be 78%, so it'll be the highest percent snows ever, and possible marble snows.
Wow.
Other than that, I have a joint breeding with Andrew that'll be 50% Calatoas, potential Anery, Motley, Phantom, Super Sun, Super Tigers. That'll be Posset Purples.
And your production will be posted where? Like, what do you?
I'll be on SC Snow King on IG.
Okay.
So,
more than Facebook.
Facebook, I not that active on. I mean, I'm still on the groups, but just so much drama. And I've had a lot of stuff on Facebook get flagged, not from people, but just the algorithms. Oh, we're going to potentially, shut down your page, blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
So I just post shit on IG now, mainly.
All right. Well, you guys know where to follow the man. And I appreciate you guys so much for being a part of tonight's episode. I got to say, it was really eventful. I love having somebody like fucking Shane be a part of this conversation. And
you match your energy.
Yeah, the energy is matched, man. And guess what? Next week's going to be even more heavy. But I will say that tonight's episode is brought to you by NARBC. Be ready for Tinley. If you're going to Tinley, drop a comment. Let me know if you're going. Cannot wait. It's going to be a great time. And also brought to you by the Reptarium, #1 reptile zoo in the United States. Guys, have a good night. Thank you so much for all your love and support, especially all you new subscribers and watchers out there. I'm not going to be missing a fucking step with this Fat Snake Tuesday because I got the fucking best co-star in the game. And Eric, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Anytime, guys.
And guys, thank you so much for all your love and support. We'll catch you guys here next week, and we're out.